Exorcisms!
Hello, and welcome to the Wolf Thing Witch Massacre. With you today is Father Jenk and
Pastor Mauve.
Pastor Mauve. She's a kind of linguine.
Yep.
Yeah.
The type of linguine used to remove demons from children.
Yeah. It's handy for lots of things. Tastes like shit.
Ironically, Italian.
That is, yeah.
Catholicism.
So, as you probably copped in the intro, this episode is about exorcisms, but basically we're going to talk about spooky shit, haunted shit, horrible shit, cannibalisms over the coming months,
Werewolves,
vampires, cults, UFOs. But this is you may know me from the Goat Sessions, but this is Mauve, who I've mentioned in the Goat Sessions, and we've been mates since we were about two.
Yep.
We met
back in nursery days.
We met in a church hall, didn't we?
In the sandpits.
We did, yeah. You threw some fucking plastic fruit at me.
Well, I know.
You little shit. I threw one back, but Mauve's. There's a joke about Mauve's head that's quite big. I threw back a orange, a toy orange, and it went into fucking orbit.
At that stage, I was actually performing my own expulsion upon you. I was removing demons that I saw within you from a young child.
I know, yeah. I thought that was. As you can see, we're both dressed as pedophiles. Get that joke out nice and swift. Yeah, we're going to be talking to you about some exorcisms, the films, the actual live shit. So let's get this out the way also.
Do you know what she did? Your canting daughter?
And as you can see, it's quite cold, isn't it?
It's freezing.
And
but actually, no, it's not. This is actually the spirits that have come today to meet us, to be a part of this podcast. If anything, it's a ritual.
It's a bit like when they made the room cold on Exorcist.
It's the binding of many spirits.
It's nice. I like it.
Yeah,
So, tell me about some exorcisms more.
What would you like to know? The beginning.
What is an exorcism?
What is an exorcism?
What is it?
Well, we're entering a far deeper question than just what is an exorcism.
What the fuck is it, man?
The expulsion or attempted removal of an evil entity from a person or place. So one thing I learned whilst researching this is it's not just people that are possessed.
I did research. I tried to see if there are any
objects,
dogs,
anything.
I couldn't find any pets. I thought there would be, like,
how would you know?
At least a blooper reel of some kind of
dogs with twisting heads.
Yeah, like a Halloween edition of You've Been Framed.
I mean,
but you've been
you've been possessed.
Your dog's been possessed. What's wrong with Fido? There's
video here.
There's fucking pea soup everywhere.
The best video gets you £100 and a free exorcism.
Would you waste time with the Vatican? You just have the fucking thing put down. I mean, I love dogs, but
I would like to know if the super vet has any connections. You know, that dopey prick. I can't stand him, but you know.
He's a super vet?
There's that program.
Does he fly?
There's the program called the Super Vet where rich people take their goldfish that's choking on a bit of food and go, doctor, save him or her. I mean, I would like to imagine how they would go to go, doctor, or vet, shall we say.
Yeah, vet.
My dog has an evil entity inside of him.
Yeah.
What can I do? Well,
I want to know. I want to uncover in this what possesses vets to cost so fucking much, and maybe we can exercise that. The fucking money grubbing fox.
I mean, if you look at it from the point of view of like the US with insurances, if you've got a child that is possessed or believed to be possessed, I mean, take it to a priest. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's not go through the route of antidepressants or any sort of medication for neurological diseases. Straight in with the priest.
Straight to the Vatican.
With the cross.
Phone him in.
Lord of prayers. Let's get that fucker out of here.
You gone past fucking, you got your Rolodex there. You just go in, mental health nurse, no. NHS, mental, no. Oh, here he is, Father McDickhead. And he's going to save me, kid. Because I'm sick of fucking neck massages. His head's fucking twisting about.
I mean, when they start eating spiders, you've really got to question whether it is.
That is one of the things. I mean, like, well, let's go into it a bit further. Let's start with the start. What I did. Oh, you've got a spreadsheet.
I've got a spreadsheet.
Moore's come a lot more prepared than any goat sessions you've ever watched.
I didn't.
Which I'm there for.
Let's not joke about it. You've got notepad. You got a bit of writing.
I've got a notepad.
That is researched nonetheless. The only reason why I typed it is because I can't read my own writing. It would literally look like a demon has wrote it.
I've bought a crucifix as well.
Where is it? Why is that not out?
I'll show you.
Oh, you've sketched a crucifix.
No, I've got one here.
What do you mean you've got one there?
There he is.
Did you use a stencil?
Crucifix. May the power of Kriss. It's my crucifix. May the power of Kriss Akabusi compel you. May the power of Kriss compel you. May the power of Kriss compel you. Let's put Akabusi there.
If anything, I mean, if I'm possessed by Pazuzu, there's nothing I want more than his big laughing face.
Oh, God, yeah. That's
If anything, the demon would like some part.
I reckon if, you know, the bits where it flashes in the Captain Howdy face in The Exorcist, if it was Kriss Akabusi, it would be a very different film,
I think it
wouldn't
would be a far better film. When that flame comes up, it's just there. It's just all you need, isn't it?
If fucking Reagan was just in bed shouting "Awooga, Awooga,"
when he goes in the room and go, "Where's Reagan?" Reagan's not here, but Kriss is.
Kriss Akabusi is. Was he a
Would you
runner?
like to say hello?
Akabusi was he a runner?
I don't fucking know.
Oh,
Who
fuck
cares?
no.
I'll just look at his big face.
I love his big, lovely,
Big
happy
face.
face.
It's-
Look, if that's not going to help expel any demons you've got, I don't know what. So get yourself a crucifix.
I think before we
Hang
should
it up.
continue, one thing, I mean, from my own, this is my own personal opinion, I don't hold any religious views. Like, I'm not
No.
religious, although I was christened, not through choice.
I was christened, yeah.
Bastard parents.
Were you in a dress?
I don't remember.
No, I don't remember. There's pictorial evidence of me in a
I don't
dress.
remember.
I have no fucking clue what I wear that day.
But I hold no opinion when it comes to religion. Like what I will say is I do admire people that do find faith and strength from it, but it's not something I use to find mine.
Yeah.
However, the darker subjects linked to religion, exorcisms, possessions, it's just really interesting.
Yeah.
Really, really
fucking hell it
interesting.
is, yeah, man.
It's really
It
interesting.
fucking well is.
And I suppose with all the stuff we're going to talk about, really, I don't necessarily believe in any of it. It's just I don't not believe in it. And
Yeah.
the idea of discussing it was really interesting.
Yeah, man.
So I appreciate you
Yeah.
allowing me to
So
do this
let's
with you.
talk about. What do you want to talk about?
Shall we bust open my table, my chart that I made?
Oh, here we go.
So-
So this is because there's a lot of things. As we say, like people they go like, yeah, this kid's clearly demonically possessed.
Yes.
When it could be a plethora of other things.
Yeah. So when looking at it yesterday, I found out that in order to gain access to a priest that will perform an exorcism, it has to be deemed necessary by the church. So I obviously only looked at it from the Catholic point of view. Obviously, there's exorcism exists in all types of religion, whether it's Judaism, all of them. Christianity
Lots
has
of
their
them,
own
yeah.
section of them. Hey,
There's all of them.
all of them do, yeah. All of them have them. Even shamanistic. Well, they're not necessarily religions, are they?
Yeah.
But they are rituals.
I want to see the Jedi one because that you can put yourself as a Jedi now. There's a Sith
the
inside
Sith?
this boy. There's a Sith inside him.
Why not? I think that'd
I
be
know.
great. I mean, I'm sure it exists. I don't think.
Yeah.
What's the guy that
dickhead.
wrote it? I can't remember his name now. It's not Steven Spielberg.
Star
It's
Wars.
the other guy.
George Lucas.
I can't imagine he was thinking when he wrote. Well, then again, one thing that would have improved the last 3 Star Wars film would have been an exorcism, because I can tell you now, I would have rather had my head spinning around than watch that.
Oh, mate.
Absolute
Imagine if you were
shite.
in the middle of it and then, like, fucking Luke Skywalker's on that rock milking that big fucking thing for its green milk, whatever it is. And then you just hear... And then you turn around and it's Mike Oldfield with a complete orchestra.
I mean, it would have made more sense in that scene where they literally burned down that Jedi temple. Rather than Yoda appeared, it should have been Pazuzu.
Yeah.
And it should just been dancing around laughing
rather
than Yoda. That would have made so much more sense. Because let's face it, I mean, this isn't a podcast about Star Wars, but them last 3 films, it should be burnt.
Yeah.
They should be buried in an unholy place and left. But back to the topic of discussion.
Yeah, go on.
So, as I was saying, in order to gain access to any sort of priest, that you need for an exorcism, certainly in Catholicism, it has to be ordained by the bishop or someone high up within, that church in that area.
You have to go. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork to.
I mean, I bought a house as you have. I would imagine there's far more with removing a demon from your child than there is with buying a house.
Yeah.
Certainly what I found. But yeah, when they're doing that, when they go through to obviously look at the person that is believed, or even the house that's believed to be possessed, they have to look at the symptoms, because whilst researching yesterday, I found that a lot of the symptoms that are listed against possession, they're also listed against loads and loads and loads of mental health disorders, neurological disorders. They all share similar symptoms.
Yeah.
But then you have the odd one that sticks out. I mean, I don't know anyone's got schizophrenia or any other neurological disorders, but I don't believe that levitation is part of the symptom list for.
It'd be fucking good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, floating about.
I mean, that's quite cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I mean,
to be fair.
If anyone out there is suffering from schizophrenia and you're able to levitate, I implore you to show me, because I think again, I hope you're dealing with it, but fucking hell, levitating.
Fuck it. If you can levitate, I want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I want to see it.
Don't go to the priest. I'll tell you if it's necessary.
Yeah.
And I'll perform it.
And then
I've seen the
we've got the fucking clothes.
The
we've watched the films.
I can get a Bible.
We're there, yeah.
And just go visit a hotel and nick it out the drawer.
We got this. That's fucking sad.
You don't need no relic.
We need Kriss. We need Kriss Akabusi on it.
So yeah, I mean, I'll read out a couple of them now. I mean, I've got 2 lists, but what I'll do is I'll just read them out. They all basically come from the same list. As I say, possession and mental health disorders share a lot of the same symptoms. They're not. It must make it incredibly difficult, especially when it's a priest that goes out to to see or deem it necessary. And if that priest doesn't have any form of medical training, then how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah, I know they insist.
And it must be terrifying
on a doctor.
It must be terrifying. I mean, again, I don't suffer any neurological disorder. I don't know anyone who has, but I imagine it's fucking awful. Imagine being part of a family that's so, devout in their beliefs, that they would rather believe the word of a priest over the word of a mental health professional.
I think there's probably exorcisms that have gone on.
Yeah.
Clearly due to the solely due to the religiousness of the family, to the point where the vicars are gone, right, so what's happening? Well, he's fucking being sick. He's seeing shit. There's different voices coming out of him. There's this, there's that. And then they've gone, the priest has then gone, so you've seen all the doctors? And they've gone, yep.
Yeah,
because they haven't. They've just gone, but I want this kid fucking exercised.
I mean, when looking at it, when it comes to actually performing the exorcism, they are meant to have a medical professional there.
Yeah.
The only reason why that medical professional is there is to ensure. Sorry, viewers. Is to ensure the person that performed the exorcism on is safe and healthy.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Try getting a pulse from someone spinning in the air there. You are fucked.
I mean, I've seen The Exorcism many times, and again, you are to believe that, The Exorcist, and I am to believe that is based on some fact, but there is no medical professional in there. However, Father Karras, which is the Exorcist is Father Karras.
Yeah.
Damien is
Demi.
Why do you do this, Demi?
That's much too vulgar display.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, so it is.
I must admit, I can't even hear it. I'm just going to go with his facial expressions because I can't hear it.
Demi, can you not? Is this?
Yeah. Try it again. Oh, Jesus Christ. I can hear myself now. That's freaked me out.
Fair play. That's what. Anyway.
Was I performing okay up until the point when I
Yeah,
can hear my
you
own
were
voice?
beautiful. You were fucking beautiful.
First podcast.
Mo's been a little bit nervous about this, which you need not because you're doing well.
A brick.
You're good.
It's like the first gig I played when I was like 15.
Yeah. Which
then I went on stage, started throwing my bass around, and didn't play any other songs.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I could have just come in there just dancing about and then go, fucking brilliant podcast that was, wasn't it?
We what was I saying?
Is that going to pick me all up? So when it comes to editing, it's going to we only heard more, so I'm assuming you're speaking to Sam, your clairvoyant friend.
It's sound.
By the way, Derek Akora is a fucking fraud.
He's a fucking fraud. Well, he was a fraud.
We're going to contact him.
Unless he's to be believed and he's got no unfinished business, because he was like, I got away with that for ages.
I mean, the bigger question...
He was like, I don't need to hunt anyone. A lot of people believe that.
The biggest question is, who the fuck was Sam?
Yeah, no one answered that.
And he didn't even know?
It was me. It was me in an earpiece going, Des, pretend you're a fucking dog. That's amazing. So you've seen that? Yeah. When he's going, like, in a Scouse accent going, woof, 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 woof.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, my mum, I must admit, was obsessed with that programme. And I would love nothing more than to get Yvette Fielding and kick her down the fucking stairs.
Yeah.
If there's any, I mean, I never stopped in a haunted house. I've never been involved in any haunting experiences.
Yeah.
Again, I find it really interesting. I would love to stop in a haunted house. I'd quite like the idea of actually seeing something, depending on what it is. I don't want to be shitting myself, but you know. However, the one person I don't want around me... I'm going to
start levitating in a minute, you know that. I'm just going to go, oh, fuck.
But the one person I
just have to take my mic with me.
The one person I don't want round me when I'm involved in such an event is that screaming fucking cretinous...
What's her name?
Leprechaun of a woman.
What's her name?
Yvette Fielding.
Yvette Fielding.
Everything.
I mean, I've seen the
Did you hear that? No, because you were fucking screaming. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear that? No.
No. Because
did you hear that?
You ain't shut up, man. But what's this saying? Yeah, it's saying about like... Yeah, so there was Father Karras.
And Demi.
Can
you play it again for me so I can hear it this time?
Demi, why you do this to me?
See, the thing is, neither of which was a health professional.
He was a psychiatrist.
Was he?
He was a psychiatrist, yeah, because he was asked to see the child because he had a background in psychiatry, and
I thought they asked him because of his boxing background. Like he was just going to fucking chin her.
Well, he does. I'll be honest with you. He cuts the exorcism shot and goes, "Well, I've had enough. I'm just going to absolutely chin this bitch."
He should have turned up and chinned her when her head spin round, so spin it back round.
Come into me! Come into me!
I'd have loved to seen that like pre-fight fucking chat. Reagan and Dimmy.
Have you ever seen like the behind the scenes of The Shining? And you've got Jack Nicholson going, "I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you." I'll just imagine Demi's in the background just punching children, going, "Come here, bang!" just smacking them on
all
the head.
All of them in 90s covered in sick. I gotta get in fucking character here.
Just punching toddlers.
Fucking loving it as well. But yeah, so
he was the reason why Reagan went to see.
Because
She went to see all the doctors, but when the first meeting happened, when they were downstairs cleaning the clothes after she'd vomited on him, he was like, "I really think."
Dude, remember the scene where her mom is having like a fucking banging party?
Oh yeah.
And she's just upstairs and comes down and takes a fat piss on the fucking.
Which, when you watch it, is the most boring, like, snob party I think I've ever witnessed in my whole life. Yeah. I mean, I've never witnessed it. I mean, I think, to be honest with you, you deserve a possession. If your party involves you all standing around a piano, singing songs,
doing show tunes.
I want to put it out there. I'm not the most sociable of characters anymore, right? I'm not, you know. I found more interesting things licking my carpet.
I reckon that if you're having a kind of party where you all get around a piano and sing show tunes, that's what got your kid fucking possessed, you wanker. That's fucking it. I mean, crawl out your arse and phone the fucking mental health.
If your child hasn't walked downstairs and defecated all over your carpet, you fucking deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. But yeah, he is the reason why Well, he says, and he says, you need to. You've got all this money. I really recommend you send your daughter to the best medical professional you can find.
Yeah,
because even when they do
in the film, she's an actress.
She's an actress, yeah.
Remember the bit where she gets out of a car and walks straight onto, like, literally turns up, talks up, walks up and goes straight on. What, hair and makeup? No, no.
Nothing much don't need, does she?
No, she's fucking perfect.
That film is brilliant, though. The amount of symbolism used in that film, and you only notice it when you watch it more than a few times. And I say it's one of my favourite films, and it's one of yours. If we're going to talk about films briefly, we will talk. Yeah, definitely. It is.
We have
the pinnacle of exorcism films. There's no other film that comes close to it.
I recently watched The Beginning. The Exorcist, The Beginning.
Oh, the prequel.
Yeah.
It's not great, though, is it really?
It's not great. It's kind of fun. There's a lot going on. There's a bit where the woman who gets possessed at the end by Pazuzu, she's about to get a pair of rocking titties out. And then she doesn't. And Stellan Skarsgård must have been blue-balled like a motherfucker. Because I was like, dude, she's going to get a fucking titties.
I mean,
I'm glad that wasn't the original, because that would have been...
That's...
a bit too suiting for this costume.
That's true, yeah. I mean, to be honest, the Linda Blair...
She did.
She is a MILF. I mean, I'm going to say it. She is.
You've seen a fucking Playboy pictures?
Yeah, of course I have. I've been doing research, man. I've seen all this sort of stuff.
She was. Call that research.
I mean, The Exorcist 2, The Heretic. It's a fucking terrible film, but Linda Blair was mighty fine in that.
How old was she in that? You got to be blurring the line here. I'm sure she was old.
We're wearing the outfits.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
No, she weren't.
We've gone all fucking Daniel Day-Lewis. We've been out nonsense all week. We haven't.
No, I haven't.
That is in no way. That is a lot. That is a lot.
First podcast on YouTube's gone. Well, we can't show this. It's broken some of our ethical rules.
Yeah, because we just took the piss out of our just like.
I mean,
systemic pedophiles.
I also want to say as well. Again, hold no religious beliefs. There is a lot of proof out there that Catholic priests are on the nonce. That's not to say they all are, but there's a fucking lot of them. And you know who you are. You fuckers.
There's no holy smoke without fire, is there, boys? Let's just say that.
I mean, them beads you're holding, let's just not pretend you wish you were holding something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one plays with their beads that much.
No. Speaking of that, and films, can you remember much about The Exorcism of Emily Rose?
Yes. I mean, I didn't like it.
It was a fucking courtroom drama.
Yeah, it was, yeah. It was.
It would only have been... It could have been improved.
I always felt that film always ended before it got good. Like, the bits where it showed the exorcism, it always got to a bit, it was like, and then it was like, back to the courtroom. I'm like, what are you doing?
They missed the trick without not putting fucking Judge Judy in it. She'd have sorted it right out. Sorted it right out, mate.
Yeah, she would have, yeah.
She shouted baloney at the possessed child and then left to do a fucking...
Oh, you know, at the end of that Judge Judy program where they all walk out and obviously they have the interview with the either the defendant and the other person.
Your presiding judge.
Judge How Judy. The fuck would that have gone down with that? You know, Pazuzu would have come out, well, you know, I don't believe I did anything wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I literally just thought she was lonely. I cannot help it if she...
It would be Pazuzu one side and Reagan the other, and he's going, look, we got together for a bit, and then like she stole my phone.
Look, she invited me. She got the Ouija board out. I was just a mate looking. Yeah. What do you want me to do? Yeah. Don't blame me.
I was fucking... That was me fucking about up in the loft. Knocking shit down.
It is really weird. I mean, we live in a world, you know, the Me Too movement. Where the fuck is the Me Too movement for the demons? You know what I mean? She asked. It came.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck do you want?
It is, yeah.
You asked for it.
That's what it was.
What was his name? What did she refer to him in the film?
Captain Howdy.
Captain Howdy?
For a bit.
I mean, you got Captain Howdy.
Yeah. Who made that up as well? Was it Pazuzu on the spot?
I don't know.
She went, what's your name? And he went, oh, fuck, Captain Howdy.
That's the great thing about that film. You never actually see. It's all left to speculation, isn't it? Where did it start? Was she possessed all the way from the beginning?
Yeah.
Because you never actually see it. All you know is when she goes downstairs into the laundry room with her mum, she says, oh, come play this with me.
Yeah.
So you assume that she's been playing with it for ages, especially when she says, oh, I'll play it with my friend.
Could have been a different film if it was just darts,
exactly.
wouldn't it?
That's the fucking prequel I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Not the one set in the desert.
No, it was far too much desert.
But they had another one.
Enough in the original. There was just enough desert. Just a bit at the start, and that's it.
A little bit with the I can't remember the actor's name now, but the legend that is. I can't remember his name.
Karras.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now.
His name is Ming the Merciless.
Also,
which is true.
He's also the High Judge in Judge Dredd, starring Sylvester
Oh, he
Stallone.
is, yeah.
And,
What's his fucking
and
name?
ironically, we could assume really that was the prequel because he gets sent out into the desert in that one.
That's true, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he gets sent out with a Bible. Granted,
Fucking hell.
he had a shotgun as well. I
He
mean,
did
that would have
some
helped.
reading. He
I
did
mean,
some
yeah,
reading.
I didn't.
And he had his crucifix as well. He was loving his Kriss Akabusi crucifix. When I printed that off earlier, and I laughed for about an hour, cutting out the face of Kriss Akabusi.
You never told me about that.
I know.
And I'm happy you didn't.
I thought
it was a
I thought
happy
you'd really like
surprise. I mean, if anything's going to improve, well, anything, it's Kriss.
It's Kriss Akabusi.
I
If we can fucking wedge him into every episode of this, I'll be fucking happy.
I mean, we should get a cardboard cutout for him. This is useless now.
Yeah.
Just a giant
The backdrop. It's
portrait
just
of
the back
Kriss.
school. That's what we just need. Crucifix. But
Crucifix.
can you remember? I can't remember when the fuck it came out. Can you remember me, you, and a geezer all used to
I know
hang
what
out
you're going to
with?
say now, yeah. The
went
poem he
to-
come out with, the little limerick he come out
Oh
with.
no, it was
You on about the Last Exorcism?
last Exorcism.
That was one of the. I mean, I thought he was a complete nipple, but that one line.
He's a bit of a
became-
dick, that geezer.
that one
But like
line
at the
come out
time,
was
we were good
genius.
mates. We went to watch the last Exorcist.
The Last Crucifix.
Yeah, this crucifix. I'm fucking mate. I've got Akabusi on the mind. I can't stop. But we went and
Akabusi.
he's like me and Wolf are very much. We go to cinema still together, don't we? And
Yeah.
we sit
I'll go
and
on my own.
watch the fucking film,
Yeah.
don't we? We are like those people that are like
Mhm.
the two people. If you make a noise even slightly, me and Wolf at eyeballs on you. Like a fuck, we are those bastards.
I mean, I've been in the cinema before watching a film I didn't want to watch. I was watching that 50 Shades of Miserable or whatever the fuck it's called. And I remember even being in there was a couple next to us talking, and I turned around and shouted at them. I was like, I can't believe I've just shouted at a couple for talking over this absolute dross.
Yeah,
Like, what is life?
yeah,
What is life? I'm watching a film about a book that's shit.
yeah.
Like, and I'm telling people to be quiet. I should have said, speak up.
The one time it was funny at was I went to watch Yes Man with a few friends of ours from school. I think it was Cal, Den, Spliff, I think. And we were sat there, and then we kept hearing moaning behind us, and we looked around. It was like, where's that fucking moaning come from? I was like, I don't know, but there's a geezer sat on his own. So I turned back around, and then I saw that he wasn't on his own because there was a head bobbing in his lap. and then later on, it escalated to them fully fucking on the floor.
I'm assuming this is a man and a woman.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Not
And,
there's any issues have been
no,
too
of
many
course
either,
not.
but just to put the
course not.
story into a
Yeah,
true context.
yeah. It was.
This
It
was
was
full heterosexual.
It was a heterosexual couple
Yeah.
fucking on the floor of the Odeon in
mean,
Tamworth.
It's a bit dirty, that floor is. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
mate, imagine the popcorn on her back.
I mean, there's probably more than cheese sauce on that.
Mate, I
floor.
bet she was walking home fucking followed by squirrels. But to fucking... So we were watching The Last Exorcist, and if you've not seen it...
It's alright.
It's alright, yeah.
Found footage, isn't it?
I wouldn't mind watch it, yeah. It was very much of the...
Of the ilk of that
yeah.
time.
It was post... You know, everything post...
Well, you had the Blair Witch, didn't you, that started it, and
Obviously.
then Paranormal Activity
That's what
kind of
kicked it off
reinvented
again.
the
Yeah,
genre
yeah.
again, didn't it? Which
So
was a
it's
good
one
film.
of them. And basically, it was an exorcist that come in, and
He wasn't
was-
a real exorcist, though, was he?
no, he
was-
had been. I think he had been, and then he lost his faith,
Yes.
and then he was like, "I can go and prove it." There's things that people do. He knew
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
magic
yeah.
acts that people did, so he was there going to like debunk it. Basically, that's what he was going, and there was a film crew following him because it was his last exorcism. So he went, and it turned. Anyway, the whole fucking film. Spoiler alert, 'cause I couldn't give a fuck.
I mean, if you haven't
it
seen it
turns
by
out
now, don't
that
worry
she-
about it.
That she's not possessed. She is pregnant with
Oh, yeah, with the
with
son of the
the
devil.
Antichrist,
Yeah.
basically. So we've at this revelation, we sat there about 5 minutes later after this has happened. This geezer we went with, his phone goes off, and the song that plays is Too Much Too Young by the Specials. And then we're like, what the fuck are you doing? Turn your phone off. So he turns it off quickly. And then he sits there and he laughs and he goes, huh. You've done too much, much too young when you're pregnant with a demon, but you should be having fun with me. And it was the funniest
It was
thing that
genius.
geezer has ever said.
It
ever
was
said.
genius. I mean, going back to that film, I mean, like I said earlier, like there's too many films where you just don't. They just don't. They get like the Exorcism of Emily Rose. show me more. And that film is a perfect example of it. You get to the end and you see all the cult around the fire, and you're just about to see whatever comes out the fire.
You do see the baby thing at the end.
Yeah, but it's so like cut and miss, and it's like if you're going to leave it to speculation, like the Blair Witch does that perfectly. And I know people hate it when I say it, but it's one of my favourite films. I love that film.
Oh, I love that film.
Because the press behind it was so incredibly done, like the marketing behind it.
Yeah,
that film is fucking genius. And anyone who disagrees with me, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The Exorcist is similar.
Exactly the same. It's speculation.
Yeah,
Okay. The Exorcist.
There was so much shit that they said went on that was proven to never have gone on because fucking what is it? William Friedkin directed it. Was like going
lying about what happened on the set. And
who's outside the press? Go and tell them something caught on fire. I don't know. Fucking tell them anything.
Someone died last week. Yeah. He's still all the time. He's still all the time.
Genius. But fucking how to sell a movie.
I know. Yeah.
That. I mean, make it a fucking decent film like The Exorcist.
It's probably getting a bit off the subject, but it's worth mentioning the Blair Witch completely defined what a horror film could be without the use of... Again, another thing I can't stand is CGI in horror films.
Yeah.
If you're going to make a horror film, don't fucking use CGI, because as soon as I see wings and horns on something, I'm not scared at all. I'm like, well, where's Legolas and Aragorn at this point? Bring them fuckers in, because clearly we're dealing with Sauron. This isn't a fucking demon. Like, where is... This is just not... Insidious.
Imagine that, an Exorcist going, I've been trying to fucking fight Pazuzu for weeks. Turns out, it's bastard Sauron.
I know, yeah. The One Ring.
You'll give it away, the CG. But, what was he saying now? Oh, yeah, let's go back to go on. What we're saying about the mental health. Because obviously, things are schizophrenia.
Yeah, so...
There's things like...
Well, there's loads. I mean, I'll just read them out to you. I won't tell you which list they're coming from. Again, I wrote these and I've personally put them into a column for possession and mental health. But again, a lot of these symptoms are shared on both. Now, the ones for mental health, I took them from loads of different disorders. There's not one specific. Again, so whether it be like schizophrenia or epilepsy or, Tourette's, even then, they all share similar ones.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But you'll notice which ones aren't part of mental health disorders.
Yeah.
So, hallucinations, split personalities, hearing voices, obsessive thoughts, fits, negative thoughts, suicidal thoughts, cutting, scratching and biting of skin, a cold feeling in the room, which again, obviously is not linked to a mental health. This is one of the ones that would be, I'm going to fucking hell. This clearly is an OCD.
Unless someone... accused you of having a mental disorder because you kept opening the window.
Yeah, exactly. Turn your fucking heater on. I mean, I'm assuming if you go into someone's house that's suspected of being possessed and it's cold in the room, the priest will go, can we just turn the heating up just to make sure it's not just cold? It'd just be
some bastard going, it's freezing in here, you're mental.
Unnatural bodily postures and change in the person's face and body. Now, that was on both.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote that myself, but that description was found in both some mental health disorders and also in possession, because people that suffer with, the film Split. Yeah, it's a terrible fucking film. But
I like that film.
The premise behind it is based on a lot of facts, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he changes his face, and that happens. People with split personality disorders, it's not just voices and personality; they change their physical appearance.
Yeah.
So that again on both. I'm assuming in regards to possession, there's a lot more to it than just going. There's more to it than that.
He's a bit of a Jim Carrey.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
A change in person's voice, which again is on both. This one,
Rory Bremner.
And this one's a difficult one.
That's him, Rory Bremner, and other impersonators.
Well, yeah, they're all fucking possessed, aren't they?
Any ventriloquist should be taken out and burnt.
I can't stand.
To be fair,
I can't stand it. It's fucking does my tits in. Intense hatred, aversion, and violent reaction towards all religious objects and items. But again, with some mental health disorders, the idea of something that you hold such a value to can become quite harsh to see and touch.
Yeah. And
I know that I suffer OCD. There's certain things that trigger me. So with that, it's very. That's why it's so incredibly difficult, and also it's so incredibly sad for the people that are diagnosed as being possessed to only find out, oh fuck,
I reckon
this pill would help.
Like the thing of people going, like, if someone is mentally ill and they come from a very religious background, with religious parents, and
you're already at a fucking disadvantage.
You're there to if someone's going up, you're fucking possessed. If you told someone that wasn't well of mind, that they were possessed enough, I'm sure they'd go,
you're already at a disadvantage.
I'm going to lead into this.
If you've got parents or background which is highly religious, because then they are probably going to be. It's weird because doctors would be skeptical towards the spiritual side of it, whereas the religious parents or family, would be skeptical towards the scientific side of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, I don't disbelieve, nor do I believe. It's not a question of that. It's just interesting to read about and to look at it. And looking at these, you can see how fucking difficult it would have been to diagnose someone. And one thing I did find out was in the 70s, when The Exorcist come out in the 70s, isn't it? So there was a lot of films.
73.
So there was a lot of films that inspired. The Omen, The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby.
I think Rosemary's Baby was 60s.
But at that time,
Yeah.
how many others were there? There was a shitload of them.
Yeah.
And there was a spike in America among especially people that were Catholics.
Yeah.
There was a sudden spike in surge in people saying, I'm
Yeah.
possessed, I have someone who's possessed.
Yeah.
It shot up, and because of this, it led to... I'll find the slide, actually. Let me get my slides.
Is it like when the Fast and the Furious films come out and there's a sudden surge in cunts?
everyone thought they were a super spy.
Everyone was at Mackey's in a fucking lowrider.
Everyone was wearing Superdry and fucking just utter bellends, mate.
Yeah, everyone had a green car.
I mean, change the subject again. If my automatic assumption is if you're wearing a Superdry hoodie, is you're a tit.
I'm down
White
with that.
jeans, Superdry hoodie, and any trainers.
We
that
know
are
someone.
Yeah, we do know someone like that. And he is one of my best
who
mates.
you are. We love you, but fuck you. You fucking.
Unfortunately, you
You
dress like
fashionless prat.
you dress like a fucking anime character.
Yeah. I've got some things here I wanted to go through while you're talking about that, because there are the stages of demonic possession. So these are the things they look for when they're going for you. Right.
So the say actually, before you do that, this is quite good that I didn't research that, nor did I tell you. It
No,
was
you
as if there
didn't.
was a spirit guiding me to look at certain things.
And me to.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Yeah, right, me. So
great,
one
isn't
is
it?
infestation, which is like a haunted house type stuff, moving objects, like obviously not people moving objects, but like objects moving on their own, bad smells, hearing footsteps that aren't. No one's walking, hearing voices, and seeing apparitions, right? So then the second one is oppression, attacks, depression, bad sleep, nightmare, job problems, relationship problems.
I mean, there you go. Look at that. That's everyone's
That's
life.
fucking everyone.
Yeah.
So then 3 is always thinking about demonic possession, fear of being overcome, suicidal and not sleeping. 4 is possession, worn down to a point, can take the demon or whatever the entity can take occasional control of the person, but still kind of has free will. Basically,
My 9 to
I'm
5.
being possessed by my own mother. Because these things,
I've met your mother.
I've had job problems. I'm always thinking about demonic possessions. I'm being worn down to the point where I'm not making my own decisions.
I mean, I say I've met your mother. I've known your mother for the vast majority of my life. I mean,
She's lovely.
I don't believe that.
She's lovely, but
You have a strong,
I've got to do the kitchen.
strong woman behind you.
But like, even then, I think we're obviously talking about the things they do for the you got to get a doctor in, got to get a psychiatrist in. But I think that's that's over years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
I think if there was like back in the day when like you didn't have a doctor, you just went to your priest all the time.
Your witch doctor.
Yeah.
Juju beads.
Yeah, you just went to your priest and you were like,
That's
and he was
stratifier.
like, how are you? And you'd be like, yeah, not too bad. I had a bit of conjunctivitis last week. Demon, be gone! You are infested. This house shall be clean. Let the power of Christ compel you. Let the power of Kriss compel you. Akabusi be saved. I reckon those kind of situations went on back in the day.
I mean, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, they're not. I don't believe enough of them conversations happens nowadays with the amount of wimps we have around life.
Yeah. Or a priest going,
Effectively, for me, possessions is just a massive guise for give the fucker a bollocking.
yeah, basically.
Stop being a pussy. You're suffering with life. It ain't a demon. You're not a loser. Get the fuck. This is a message to the world. How many subscribers you got now?
It's like 150 odd.
I mean, I know this is going to generate millions and millions and millions and
Obviously, yeah,
millions. But this is to all of you out there. If you've got any of them problems, we all have. You have. I have. Just get up. Keep going. It's okay. You're doing okay. You don't need a priest. You might need to see a doctor. That's okay.
There's people you can see.
But you're okay.
Mostly not. If you are religious and you want peace of mind, but if you are religious and one of them goes and you go, he goes, right, can you write this down? Can you write down your name for me? And you pick up the pen with the left hand, and he goes, "What the fuck? What kind of cunt writes with a fucking left hand? The demons inside you will be cast away."
Why did you go into like full on American pastor mode?
I
then?
don't know. I've been possessed by what's his name? Peter Popoff. I've been possessed by Popoff.
Little lovely tonight. Oh, they're gonna come. Look at these girls. Oh, yeah.
Hang on.
Look at these girls. Oh, yeah, they're so good. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're hungry. Oh, hot chocolate. We're gonna come for you in the night. We're gonna exorcise this demon. Get this demon out of this child. This child is beautiful. Let's get this demon out of this child. Yeah.
And then he just chucks away your walking stick. You'd be pissed off, wouldn't you? But then, there's that, right? And I love that music. And it used to strike fear in people's hearts. But now it means
Saturday
the
night.
X Factor judges Simon Cowell. And no one gives a fuck about it anymore.
No, it's just I was literally about to say Saturday night TV. That's literally what that is. It's a soundtrack to fucking Bell Ends.
It's either that or if you just stay here. Fucking Snow Patrol.
Oh, I didn't know the fuck that was then.
It's Snow Patrol. It's like the music they do and it's like a little bit uplifting.
I mean, to be honest with you,
thing.
I'm going to add another fucking Simpsons to this. If you are a Snow Patrol fan, you severely need either psychiatric help. I am. You either need. And then I just want to state as well, I am going to publish this. This is going to go. I don't know where it's going to be published, but I am going to put it out there. Hopefully there'll be the medical world. If anything, this podcast will do tonight, I'm going to change the medical world. And one of the Simpsons, and I think, if you like Snow Patrol, I would either recommend strong sedatives or an exorcism.
Yeah,
either route will fix it.
Snow Patrol, exorcism, Nickelback, sent to an island to live out your days with nothing.
Avenged Sevenfold, just don't get out of bed. If you listen to Avenged Sevenfold, all that positive affirmation stuff that I said, do the opposite, stay in bed, don't get up, it's shit.
U2 fandom can only be cured with fire.
Oh my God.
Fire and fucking fire.
Do you know anyone who likes U2?
I went on holiday to Dublin and we went and did like this rock and roll walk thing.
A rock and roll walk.
Dude, it was sick.
Yeah, but U2.
Dude, but the whole way through.
Yeah.
Well, the whole way through, the geezer just took the piss out of U2. It was me and a room full of fucking U2 fans that wanted him to talk about U2 non-stop, and he just walked around and took the piss out of them. And he mentioned Thin Lizzy a few times.
Times? There's a fucking statue for him.
Mate. The last room is the mixer room, studio. You go in, and in glass cases, you are surrounded by Phil Lynnett's fucking basses.
I mean, why anything else? I mean, if you got to pick a room with his basses or the Edge's pedals,
mate,
I'd kick his pedals back to the circus.
10 hours later, I woke up and they were still fucking scraping cum off everything. I was absolutely fucking elated.
Dirty bastard.
I exercised some demons out my cock that night.
You dirty girl.
Fucking twist that head around, you slack.
But yeah, U2 fans. So as I was saying, all that positive affirmation shit out the way. If you like any of them bands, don't listen to this podcast.
There's nothing we can do for you. Yeah, there's nothing.
I've added it on.
The NHS, the Vatican. You're done.
I mean, there's meant to be a big library at the Vatican that only those that, I suppose work at the Vatican.
Sorry,
is that what you say?
I had to move Kriss Akabusi out of the way.
Don't knock Kriss Akabusi. No, I'll get his name out, Kriss Akabusi off the table.
Yeah.
But I've heard there's like at the Vatican. It actually come up when I was looking at it last night. Let me just find it. Let's go to slide number.
What slide are you on?
I'm on slide 6.
I love that you've got a fucking PowerPoint presentation.
I mean, it's only for me.
It warms my heart. I know, I love it.
It's only for me.
I want to say this again. Mulv was quite nervous, and then last night he sent over a video of him videoing going through his laptop, and he was like, "Is this all right?" And I was like, really proud, and I was like, "Yeah, it is. It's lovely, mate."
I must admit, I mean, anyone who knows me knows what I do for a living. I don't think I've ever worked so hard. I mean, that says a lot about what I do at my job.
I'm down with that.
I want to stay. I do work hard at where I work. It's just, it's a job, isn't it?
They all most jobs are. Yeah.
Which is the loud music.
Oh.
This is a passion! Rachel Adedeji!
Oh, mate, if I could
You
have
can
that.
add any name to that.
Yeah.
Susan Grogeski! And it just sounds like you're on a quiz show.
Yeah, mate, it's amazing. I wish I could have that button everywhere with me.
You go to McDonald's. Big
Look, I'd love to be like.
Don't even get it out.
If you know, people have watched the Goat Sessions before, you may know I tattoo for a living. I'd love to be like.
Do you?
I do, yeah. I've done it on you, yeah. So like, I'd love to be at the shop and like, you know, it comes to music changing time, and it'd be like, I'd be like, I can't think of anything. Tattooing some bloke, and I'll go, is there anything you want on, mate? And he goes, yeah, mate. Can you put a bit of neck deep on? Like it works everything.
It is fucking shit what pop culture has done to... I say pop culture. What fucking dickheads have done to that. I mean, that's probably been used in a lot of film to increase suspense, and it's been ridiculed to some stupid fat prick singing some crappy song on a Saturday. That's another thing. Fuck it, we're getting off topic again. If X Factor comes back and you go on X Factor, fuck yourself off a cliff. I fucking hate X Factor. I hate any talent show.
I think there's so many ways to get better at, not better at singing, but be.
You want to see talent? Come and watch me on Saturday night.
It's a way. I completely see why people have gone on. What's name? But then again, like I'm
adding it to the Simpsons list. Talent shows.
But like, I reckon like people on X Factor, don't go on X Factor. Not because you might be a little bit silly, but I think through what you've seen on there already, you're only really guaranteed about
a year worth of fame.
A fortnight, maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know anyone that's come off it. One Direction. I mean, I know of them because they're a big name. Other than that, I couldn't name anyone else.
That's basically one.
Who else is there?
Susan Boyle. But
what
just
happened to
because
her?
everyone took the piss out. The only reason she's still kind of semi-famous.
Didn't she have quite a good voice as well?
Frankie Boyle just makes... She was like operatic. She didn't do any...
Susan Boyle!
I'd have loved that shit if she started singing that, but she didn't. She's fucking rubbish.
They probably kicked her back to the kennel, didn't they?
So let's go on forth with this.
Right, and that'll be one little thumb down. Sorry, if there's a Susan Boyle fan out there who I can give a fuck.
There isn't.
Don't watch these videos.
Categorically, there is no Susan Boyle fans out there.
What a name. You know, like they changed musicians' names. Susan Boyle. What can you change that to?
Yeah.
Susan! That'll do.
Yeah. Susan, that'll do. It's a better name. Boyle. She has got the name of a growth.
I mean, it is a bit unfortunate that you are literally
Susan
named
Ward.
after some sort of pustule thing.
Susan Veruca. That'd be fucking great, to be fair.
I mean, Veruca is a name
that sounds
given
like,
to people.
That sounds like a woman in a band like Hole or L7. On bass, it's Susan Veruca. But I wanted to, one thing I was looking at about Exorcists is it's usually like an apprenticeship.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
As well, when I was looking up yesterday, most exorcisms that are performed. I mean, obviously, you have to assume that most exorcisms that are performed, America is one of the hot spots for it.
Yeah.
And Rome,
massively.
Rome. Rome. It's just the epicenter of exorcisms.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's strange, isn't it? That it's like it's.
You got to think people that live there, their beliefs are so strong. So rather than again going back to the whole subject of science and spiritual, people that have such strong beliefs in religion, and again, more to you if it brings you strength.
It's already in their head.
Yeah, exactly. So people that live around there, I suppose it's if you find so much strength in that, if your daughter or your son or whoever in your family, I mean, I suppose we always keep linking it to children because most films are about children. But
there is a thing about how it's widely believed that the only person that can, the only people that can get possessed are young girls.
I mean, it's what they would tell you in the movies.
That's what they tell you in the films, and I don't know why.
The one there was. I mean, we're going back.
Do
to
they want
films.
to? It's either it's some weird, strange
There was a film that come out.
sex thing. I don't know.
Or
they're trying to be like
it's voyeurism, isn't it?
Be terrified of a woman's first period.
I hate women screaming. I can't stand it. It's scary. I mean, it used to scare the shit out of me. I don't like screaming. I know it's a really weird thing not to like. So like when I first watched the first Paranormal Activity, that scene where the very last night, before she slices Mika up, that's it. That when you hear her screaming downstairs, it used to send shivers down my spine. I just don't like it. I just don't like that sound. It really freaks me out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking brilliant.
To be fair, we've got the we've played it once, but at the end of this, with the mom from Reagan's mom from The Exorcist, is fucking horrible. Scream now,
it's
listen.
horrible.
Your canting daughter.
Jesus wept. I mean, it's just. I mean, I suppose it's great because you got to. I suppose when you're doing a film like that based on the book that it was based on, you need to push. You need to give the same fear response as you would do if you were reading it.
I do remember like being in year 7 though, and you walking up to me and doing that scream in my face most days. Do it.
I sound fucking awful. Remember when you used to chase around your ass with a knife?
Yeah. Me and Wolf had a different kind of fun when we were boys. Hence why we're doing a podcast like this, I suppose.
I never killed him, clearly, Or did I?
There were chunks out the doors. There were definitely.
Yeah, your mum never ever mentioned that, did she?
No, I don't think she knew.
I mean, she was.
If she ever watches this, which she might, which I've told her that I think she's trying to possess me.
I mean, we also used to chuck your sister's dolls down the stand just because we used to laugh at the dents that used to occur.
The dent in the heads.
We used to make us laugh.
You don't. That's a weird thing.
Twisted, sick puppies.
We were.
Yeah.
And we're also watching films like The Exorcist from a fairly young age.
I mean, it's education, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm prepared. I know what to do.
Exactly.
I mean, the Kriss Akabusi compels you.
We're going to put a number that's like 0800 666 Exorcists for hire. Father Morvan, Father Jenk.
Pasta.
A pasta.
What's better? Father's low. I prefer pasta. You know what I mean?
What are the titles in Exorcist? What are the titles in Exorcist?
What do you mean the titles?
The father, priest.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at it from the Catholic point of view, priest, bishop, cardinal.
But they must both be priests.
Yeah.
See, it is like a priest thing, isn't it? It's like quite a lower down.
Yeah, but there's only
obviously
when I was looking at it yesterday, when you get
certain priests.
So if you're living in an area where you go to a Catholic church and your child or whoever, again, we keep linking it to children. Let's change it for the sake of this part of the conversation. Your brother is possessed, or you believe to be possessed. The priest will come and see you, but they need to get approval from the bishop. So whoever's the highest member of that church in your area, they need the proof. They will then provide the exorcism. I don't think the exorcism comes directly from the priest because when I was looking at it yesterday, most exorcisms are performed by people that have been there's training for it. You can't just go and do it. You can't just go, I'll read that passage. It's not like putting IKEA furniture up. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, if it is, it'd be fucking difficult.
You'd have to put the same rascog together.
I would imagine that Demi probably was going from the IKEA furniture instructions. That's why he resorted to just beating the shit out of them. Because anyone who's put IKEA furniture up knows that you want to kill someone whilst doing it.
From what I read, there are priests involved in it that are somewhat kind of like a tyre kicker. They turn up, kick the tyres and be like, yeah, it's possessed. You're looking at a full refurb. You know what I mean? You want your kid fucking kitted out.
Well, I can do your wheels and your brakes. I can check your gears. As opposed to the girl inside possessed, that'll be an extra £100, love. All right then, sound, yeah.
I can stop the head from spinning, but I can do nothing about the vomit.
You have to come out and got the parts of that, love. I've got to speak to the supplier. But yeah, so...
Yeah, you thought about sticking some crucifixes up? Yeah, look lovely in here, to be fair.
But yeah, it's a lot of the people that perform exorcisms, let's just assume they're all priests. I mean, I would imagine they're older. It's not something you learn straight out of preschool. I would assume you go through a course and you have to have years and years and years of practicing.
Not preschool.
Preschool?
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Priest.
No, I thought you said preschool for a second, like ABCs, 1, 2, 3s.
I mean,
exorcisms.
If I'm possessed, I want Liam Neeson to turn up. I mean, I like to think that tonight I'm dressed like Liam Neeson.
Not even like as a priest, just I want him there for comfort.
I mean, yeah, why not? You know, I have a special set of skills, and I will find you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you said that to you just come up to your head and go, I have a special set of skills.
Yeah.
And I will get you out. I mean, the demon would shit itself, wouldn't it? I've seen
Scarpa.
demons. Like, I've seen fucking Taken. I ain't messing with this bloke.
No, fuck that.
You know. But yeah, so it's a special priest, higher level priest, a higher level priest.
Well, as I say, like, it's an apprenticeship, so, like, I mean, like, when, you know, tattoo apprenticeships, there's a lot of watching people tattoo.
I like to think
so I think there's, like, a lot of people just, like, sitting in the background, kind of looking over the shoulder of someone who's doing an exorcist. But,
I mean,
like,
what do you practice on?
Constantly wiping fucking holy water out their eyes.
I mean, what do you practice on when you're there? I mean, you have a bit of pigskin, don't you? What do you practice on?
This fake skin you can get.
Well, yeah, okay, whatever it is. But what would you practice on at preschool?
Oh,
well, we've got a girl. She's been possessed for the last 20
They're
years.
fake possessed.
She just comes in for the sake of it, so have a go.
Yeah. We've gotten this pig possessed. Send it in.
It's possessed by a cow. It keeps mooing all the fucking time. Shut it up.
We've got this pig.
I don't know why all priests suddenly become like 1930s British.
We've got this pig, and we've possessed it with the ghost of Derek Akora.
Derek Akora is a fucking fraud.
Oh God,
fraud. Fucking clip that out. Put that everywhere.
I think, yeah.
I can't wait to contact him on this podcast.
Oh, I love it if he says,
brilliant.
Need a Ouija board, just straight to him.
I cannot fucking wait because I'm going to give him a round of fucks. You have manipulated a generation of people out there fucking TV license for the utter shit you were peddling.
You'd think that he'd...
I hope Sam is fucking killing him.
Yeah.
Kicking his fucking shiny white teeth out his head.
Yeah. Just going, I said...
You scandalous cunt.
I didn't say dog. I said God.
Yeah.
But, like, he went... I think Derek Akora would have, like, you know, channeled his voice through another, you know, medium at this point. Just literally just a medium from, like, Missouri, just screaming, it's all fucking real in a Scouse accent. That'd be amazing.
Imagine, right? Just imagine this. You've got a daughter, she's possessed, or believed to be possessed, and the door's open. A bit like the scene from The Exorcist, you know. You see the
Is
back.
she a cunting daughter?
Your cunting daughter.
Your cunting daughter.
But you know, there's this scene from The Exorcist. He gets out, he's there with his briefcase, his little hat on. Now imagine you upstairs and you see this guy walking, but you don't see him, and he walks upstairs. He tips his hat, and it's fucking Derek Akora. You would be shitting your pants. You'd be like, "This is what you fucking sent me."
I'm fucked.
This blonde-haired.
I'm fucked.
Persuasion. What a dickhead.
Unless this demon is allergic to peroxide, I am absolutely fucked.
Or bullshit.
Yeah. Maybe if this demon hates Biker Grove, I've got a look in, but I'm possessed now.
Fucking
that's
nuts. Where were we? I forgot where we were.
Go to another slide. Let's have a look at the slide, because we've just been waffling, which is good. We've been talking about one thing.
No, it's not. Yeah, exactly. So, it should be interesting to know that exorcisms go back thousands of years. Like, I mean, the earliest example in biblical times accounts from Jesus expelling demons.
It's Jesus. That's why
cast out the devils. He said, you know,
that's why in Jesus' name every
apostles,
exorcist is held.
So there was on one of my slides. Let me find it.
You many slides. How many slides you got in total?
Well, I had 17 yesterday.
Fuck me,
but I brought it down to 10. But I was. This sounds awful. I didn't finish it all today. There was some more I wanted to do, but. I think between the two of us, we know that part.
Yeah,
anyway.
we've
got it.
We're creepy enough dudes to have prior knowledge.
I didn't realise I was creepy. I'll take it.
I'm fucking wearing it as a badge of fucking on it.
So, the practice of exorcism without consent from the Catholic Church, the Catholic Church. It was prompted. There was official guidelines prompted for this in 1614.
Do you reckon anyone's ever tried to get permission to exorcise someone from Charlotte Church?
I mean, back in the day, I wouldn't mind possessing her. She was all right.
I don't think anyone would possess her.
She was all right.
She was all right. But do you reckon they just got fucked it up and they're just ringing some Welsh opera singer going, right, we've got this kid, he's been sick everywhere.
Well, bring Charlotte Church.
Charlotte, can you just get, like, just
sing a hymn?
Yeah, sing a hymn,
sing a hymn.
Fucker. Yeah, maybe.
That's a Christmas song, that, isn't it? That won't fucking work, would it?
These three kings of war.
That won't fucking work. What are you doing?
Mate, if I was possessing someone and someone, I mean, you know, everyone knows I hate Christmas.
Yes, I know. Yes.
If someone started singing Rudolph the Cunt at me, I would be out of the skedaddle as soon as the tree went up.
Yeah.
I think if I ever became a ghost and possessed people,
I hope you're a ghost.
just stick a fucking
I
tree
hope
up.
your personality is fixed onto the look of Casper, and you possess me. I
got a
want the
big
cute
fucking
image of
dome head.
Casper with your face. I mean, sorry, your voice.
Just with a Guinness and a
It's just
cigarette.
be fucking brilliant.
Well, mate,
What you didn't say?
turn it up. Just like walking through a wall and going, "We ordering pizza?" Or what?
I've never understood that film, Casper. I just don't get it. What is terrifying about that ghost? Nothing.
It's a children's film, though, isn't
Yeah, I
it?
know, but still.
Yeah. To be fair,
I would like them ghosts to haunt me. They're hilarious. If anything, Casper's the boring little bastard. Kick him out. The
yeah.
other three are funny.
The other three,
Three?
yeah.
Fatso,
There's-
Stinky, and
Stretch.
Stretch, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Those
yeah.
fuckers.
There was guidelines created in 1614.
Yeah.
Now, going back to the films again, because of the rise in films and pop culture in the 60s and 70s,
Yeah.
they had to revise this in, let me find the date.
Fucking hell, imagine that.
Here we go.
The Pope's sitting there going, fucking freaking's been at it again. There's
So-
another fucking exorcist coming out. Get the paperwork out, lads.
So yeah, they used
Fetch me my
guidelines.
quill.
They used guidelines from 1614, but due to obviously horror films and pop culture and all these things coming out, it surged, an increase in people believing that they had possession involved in their life, whether it be their house, children, any family member, or whatever. And because of that rise, it forced the Vatican to revise its guidelines in 1999, and this is where the whole case of when priests are sent in or whoever's sent in, they must establish whether it is possession or it is mental health.
Yeah.
Because possession is so rare. According to them, again, I don't believe, I don't disbelieve, but as far, and it's good, I suppose, really. The Vatican, and I say we speak from Catholic because it's the most hit on
Yes.
subject matter for exorcisms.
When
isn't
it comes to pop culture,
Yeah.
definitely.
So because of the increase in all those things, they have to establish whether it is possession or mental health. And also the phenomena of exorcisms, possessions and hauntings is so rare. It's incredibly rare. So you have to weed out, I suppose, I wouldn't say the morons, because again, if you've got real strong beliefs in religion, you're going to think it, aren't you? Because you're gonna be panicked.
I reckon there's a priest that literally turns up and just goes, "Are you though?" for 5 hours until you finally break and you're just like, "No, I'm not. I'm just a little dickhead.
I mean, you would imagine that
I'm a little arsehole."
you would imagine that when they go out, that they're not looking for the obvious mental health symptoms. So when they get, so again, we'll use the daughter as the example. When they get and they speak to their parents who are highly religious, they're not looking for, well, she sees things and she hears voices and she has obsessive thoughts, because again, they're
quite broad.
Yeah, well, it's so relatable to mental health.
Yeah.
So they're looking things, well, I was in the room the other day and a fucking cup went across the room. At that point, the priest is like, "Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a look then."
Well.
That's what they're looking for: levitation, voices, and one of the big one, which I didn't actually click on, which is
Which in the stages of demonic, he's quite early on.
I mean, the two. I mean, levitating. Okay, that's pretty cool. Supernatural abilities, pretty cool. Increased strength, but again, increased strength can also be signs of fitting.
If you could move a cup around the room, though, would that make you an X-Man? Would they get you in for that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Professor X goes,
are you wanting out? Wolverine's come and fucking.
I think,
sort you
well,
out.
you'd be at the fucking Professor X school for mutants, but you'd just be like, well, we will train you up and stuff, but when you finally graduate, you're in the tea room, don't you? You're just literally moving cups, hopefully full of hot beverages.
I mean, it's a bit of a shit power, isn't it? If your only ability is moving
wouldn't call it a
cups, I mean,
power.
I would like to be able to move other things.
Yeah,
I mean, can you imagine that all the X-Men, Professor Xavier,
yeah.
Rogue, I mean, she's shit as well, but Wolverine,
Cup chucker.
Magneto, cup chucker. What's that good for? Well, are you thirsty?
Imagine Magneto. Fuck off with that. What's up, Magneto? Someone chucked a cup at me. Cup chucker.
What would his outfit be?
Oh, just a big cup.
The straw coming out his head. But the two...
But I think, as we're saying about this, right? So they're saying, they look for haunted type of.
I suppose that's
stuff.
what the priest is looking for more than anything. He's not looking for the obvious symptoms of mental health.
Yeah.
He wants to see the symptoms that aren't listed against mental health, which are the rare ones. Again, I can't imagine a priest is going out to many people that has all these other things and then goes, well, also he's levitating.
Yeah.
I can't imagine every one of them saying that.
Yeah.
And I bet when it does happen, you're like, oh, fucking hell, this is a bit serious.
The thing is, we're reading about the 4 stages of demonic possession again. It kind of goes haunted house type stuff is one, objects moving on their own, footsteps where no one's walking, voices, apparitions, and then like on oppression there is attacks, but then it's like depression, bad sleep, nightmares.
What are attacks?
Which is
though?
like physical.
You mean
Someone
being attacked?
Yeah, being attacked.
So again, that could be a fit, couldn't it?
I know, but I think you'd move. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
It just seems like a lot of the later ones are stuff that they're.
I mean, having not read the guidelines,
sign off on first.
I would imagine they're quite in depth on what they are looking for.
Well, we did meet in priest school.
Well, that's true. Yeah, we did. Yeah,
it was a church hall, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, church hall. Yeah, they were handing out the crucifix.
They were,
I wanted the one you had. We argued. You got it. I had the other one.
We started masturbating with them. Do you know what we did? Your cunting children.
What does she say when she's, driving herself on Jesus'
Let
legs?
Jesus fuck you, I believe is the...
Is that what she's saying?
Let Jesus fuck you. Yeah.
I mean...
As a man, though, like...
she can't really say let. She's doing it.
Because
You are fucking Jesus would be the correct
I think we were going to go into this a little bit later, but the let Jesus fuck you thing, we did look into the guy who inspired The Exorcist, which was not a young lady, but it was a young boy who his pseudonym was Roland Doe. Is pseudonym the right word? It's not, is it?
What his name?
The name he gave him is for anonymity, and it was in Cottage City, Maryland, and Missouri in 1949. Later, apparently, his real name came out as Ronald Edwin Hunkiller. He only died 2 years ago. He was a NASA engineer.
It's pretty fucking cool. I mean, aside from the possession, it's pretty fucking cool, isn't it?
I've got most things in the thing were like something true, but his head didn't spin.
Don't you think it's really cool about that is the fact that he probably came from quite a religious background?
There's wax on Akabusi.
No! It looks like he's got
Akabusi.
He's got a tumour.
Mate, he looks like Gorbstoff now. He changed Akabusi to Gorbstoff. Oh, fucking.
Isn't it quite cool though that the guy, what was his name? Ronald Edwin Hunkler.
Yeah, I think that's close as
the fact that he came from quite a religious background. His parents were quite religious.
Obviously, yeah.
And he after he went through whatever he went through that inspired the film The Exorcist, he went on to be something that's quite opposite to what you would assume that someone quite
scientist.
Is scientist at NASA, something that is completely not against, but it's completely it's just the other it's facts.
It's facts instead of faith, isn't it?
Yeah, and he went there. I think that's quite cool. I think that's really
cool.
really good, yeah.
That's
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Yeah,
sad that he died. He died of a stroke, didn't he? But yeah. One thing I just want to say before we move on about the Simpsons is the two that I think would freak me. I mean, again, I don't think I'd actually want to be an exorcist. I don't think I'd actually want to be a part of one if they are to be described in the films. I think they're quite nerve-wracking. Speaking
nerve-wracking.
Fucking, you'd shit your pants.
Look at interviews. It's a fucking exorcism, like. Some kid fucking literally levitating, going, Jesus, fuck you. And you're going, oh, it's a bit nerve-wracking.
It's not fucking shockwave, is it? So, speaking languages, the victim would not know.
Yeah.
Ability to recount knowledge or memories that they shouldn't know. So, the idea that if I'm possessed, I'm a child of someone, I know memories of the person in that room I've only met that day. Is that psychic? Is there another? Is it a sub-genre of being psychic?
I suppose it'd be like a medium, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that ability. I mean, they're floating around the room, but if someone started pulling out your old history, like, I know what you did. You joshed it into that song, didn't you?
Yeah.
You dirty
Imagine if you
bastard.
just walked in and were like, remember those shoes you used to have? They were really nice. They were fitted straight, didn't they?
Yeah.
You'd be like, fucking possessed.
But they're the two, I suppose. I mean, there's so many like correlations between some of the Simpsons in possession and mental health, like increased strength. I mean, when people, I do know some people that suffer from fits, epileptic fits,
unnatural strength.
They become incredibly tense and strong. If they grab hold of you,
yes,
I would imagine it would hurt.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So there is a lot of
and like there's a lot of body seizing up as well.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of stuff.
Contortion, that was another one. I didn't write that's down here, but I can't get that.
About as we've saw with Let Jesus Fuck You and the
that wasn't a symptom on the list that I saw.
Well, this is a separate thing, which there is and like the Let Jesus Fuck You and the when she's going fuck me to the priest, fuck me, giving it all of that. When she's doing all that, a lot of these symptoms and hypersexuality can be linked to brain tumours. So people who they thought were,
I mean, what a way to go. I mean, if you got a brain tumour and you want to fuck, I suppose. I mean,
yeah.
There's a silver line to every dark cloud, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to fuck a priest though,
or a cross.
Yeah.
I wasn't generally aiming. I'm not assuming that all people with brain tumours get a priest in. I'm just saying.
I'd fuck Akabusi.
I reckon he would be a tender lover.
Jesus Christ.
He's the sort of guy that would hug you after.
Yeah.
He wouldn't fall asleep. I do.
I'd shoot me wad and I'd be lying there in utter bliss, and Akabusi would just go
glistening.
Do you want a Guinness?
Glistening. I reckon he would do the old what's his name from Jurassic Park?
Goldblum.
Yeah, the pose, but just in his naked gloriness, shining, glistening.
Jesus, sparkling like a Twilight vampire. Oh God, yes. I'd love that.
Like a black Adonis.
Oh, it's beautiful. But let's move on. We keep going to Akabusi. We've got to come on.
I can't wait for the Akabusi episode.
Oh mate, yeah.
It's gonna be. I don't know. I know this is gonna sound fucking awful. Is he alive?
Akabusi, yeah, he's alive. Yeah. Do you reckon he does a
I want to get
a cameo or something like the cameo?
Mate, we need to do that. We need to get a cameo of Akabusi for each episode. I'll front the cash. I don't mind.
I wonder how much he is.
The advert just for him to come on and say,
Have you seen? I've been on like completely off fucking.
I did a cameo for Martin, didn't I? My good friend Martin, yeah, with old what's his face?
Hello, Martin. Hope you're watching. Hope you're well as well. Hope you're not possessed.
It was bizarre to hear a Chuckle Brother say my name. I mean, it was incredible.
Oh yeah, it was fucking.
I convinced people that I knew him.
What was I just about to say? That it was Paul Chuckle. Barry's dead.
Yeah, Barry's dead.
I mean, God rest Barry's soul.
If anything, I want a picture of Barry.
I think, yeah, we need Barry. I don't know. We'll find a way.
You know, like that again. We're going to go back to them shit Star Wars films. You know, at the end though, when she's there and someone recut the scene with all the Jedi standing behind her. I believe if I was an exorcist, I would like the ghosts of Akabusi and Baza behind me.
Yeah,
shouting, "The power of Christ compels you."
I reckon if I myself completely solely re-recorded the Beatles. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, I'd recreate the front, but Akabusi and Barry Chuckle would definitely be in there.
I mean, it would
perhaps sharing a burrito.
It would be incredible.
It would be amazing.
It would be amazing. Yeah. Where were we again now?
We had to get off Akabusi. we got Akabusi sidetracked again.
I think you need to move him personally.
Should we hold Akabusi?
I think he needs to go back into the book. I think we need to set some sort of
kiss Akabusi goodnight
on the head.
I
think we need to put. Hang on.
Akabusi. Here's your fucking ghost, you prick. I thought that was the. We'll get onto that. I thought it was the other one.
That sounds awful now. That's come on.
Yeah.
With him there. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I kind of dropped him. I'm sorry,
Akabusi. If the spirit of Akabusi he's not dead, but
no, he's not dead.
Maybe he's a
powerful human.
Maybe he's one of them people that projects when they're sleeping.
Astral projection.
Astral projection. Maybe he's astral projecting right now. I mean,
in this shed.
I know we're still talking about him, but I believe that he sleeps 14 hours a day. No one has skin like that unless you're sleeping 14 hours a day. And bathes.
Somehow he's awake for 72 hours a day.
And he bathes in nothing but coconut milk.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. Right, let's move on from Akabusi. Come on. Let's go to another slide. Or do you want to go back to that one?
The last thing I said was, the practice of exorcism guidelines were created in 1614, but they were later updated,
rejuvenated
to cope with the sudden increase in
the
people
surging
saying,
popularity
popularity in
through
exorcisms.
films.
I mean, yeah.
Like
Is popularity the right word?
surging pop culture, I suppose.
No, I'm not about popularity of saying you need an exorcism.
Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah.
So 1999. But one thing that was quite interesting that I found yesterday whilst doing my research.
Yeah.
Can I have a bit on the end credits where it says Dan Morphy?
I should, yeah. I will edit it.
Yeah, please, yeah. So whilst all these films were coming out in the 60s and 70s, let's say it started with Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, The Omen, The Omen 2, and what, I can't even think of any of the films that would have.
Fucking loads.
There was loads.
Well, Paranormal Activity is a possession film, isn't it?
But of that time, it was that time, the 60s and 70s, when this surge, beginning of this surge happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I even put it here, the sudden boom, 50% increase in the States alone, 50%. Fucking hell, there must have been queues out of the churches.
Jesus.
Fucking walking the kids in, sort this little bastard out, he keeps writing on my walls. But then because
I bet
of
they're all getting counselling as well, like mental health treatment. And then they went, no, I've seen this film. It's like everyone's seen it. It's fucking box office hit.
Yeah, but the vast majority of people walked out of it. So I mean, what could they link it to? But because there was a sudden increase in these people going to churches or wherever to seek help, there was also an increase in what this article said was maverick priests. So basically, Batman. Batman of the priest world.
Vigilante exorcist.
Vigilante exorcist, basically saying, I'll fucking sort it out. Come round here.
By day.
£5.
By day. I'm a simple Subway server.
By night, I am the priest. I mean, what mask would he wear?
I'd love to see the spotlight in the sky.
Just a fucking cross.
Akabusi.
Maybe it was him.
Maybe
he was the Maverick Exorcist.
I'd love it if it was.
I mean, Marvel or whoever, DC. I've just made you a new fucking series.
Superhero,
The Maverick. Akabusi.
Messages, Netflix on Akabusi.
Akabusi.
Exorcist of the Night.
Wasn't he Olympian, Akabusi?
I think he was, yeah.
By day.
I think he was a runner, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Can we get off fucking Akabusi?
I'll be honest, I don't know Akabusi for his professional achievements. I know him as the
heartwarming figure that he is.
I just want to hug him.
Yeah, I love
He is
Akabusi.
He is the human version of that pink dinosaur. Barney. I just want to hug him.
No, I want to smack him. I want to smack Barney to bits. Yeah. But
anyway,
come on, let's go.
So yeah, there was a rise in maverick priests performing exorcism on both people and places with little sanction from the church.
Yeah.
Which again is incredibly dangerous, especially when you consider that a lot of priests without medical backgrounds will probably identify a lot of people incorrectly, saying, oh well, yeah, they are possessed, but actual fact, no, they're suffering from some serious neurological disease, but fuck it, we'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
These guys have just read a book. These guys, they're basically the equivalent of them fucking idiots that think, I'm not a plumber, but I've been on YouTube.
I'll have a go.
I'll have a fucking go.
Yeah,
and then the next day they're blowing the fucking house up. Well, they've gone round and the fucking heads come off the girl because they've fucking said the wrong thing in the book. It's the same thing. That must be fucking. You've got to be really fucking desperate.
Yeah.
Imagine that. I mean, again, no faith, but having a child that was possessed. If I did have an incredible amount of spiritual faith in whatever religion it was, and I went to that person, to that priest, and they said, "No, it's not. We don't believe it," and I was still utterly convinced that he or she was.
Yeah.
And I went and sought out some maverick. Maverick priest, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll be around tonight. Got any candles?
Yeah.
Sure. You got any water? Well, do you need holy?
Imagine
nah, tap water will do, mate. Tap water will do."
Sat at the pub, we're chatting to a mate going, mate, my daughter. What's up, mate? What's wrong with her? She's fucking possessed again, isn't she? And it's just the guys at the end of the bar. What's that, mate? Daughter's possessed.
Well, it's like that.
I'll sort out, mate. I'll sort out.
It's like that scene from Only Fools and Horses, isn't it? When they go to the nightclub at Christmas and he sees his mate and his dad's in the hospital. And he's like, "What you need is antibiotics."
Yeah.
And then Roger's like, "You're not a fucking doctor." He goes, "Yeah, no, he needs a bit of hope, doesn't he?"
Yeah.
No, he wasn't he fucking killing, does he?
Yeah.
Speak to the fucking doctor.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing, isn't it? Like. So yeah, I'd imagine it would. I can't imagine how it would. There's no figures as such, but it'd be quite interesting to see. I mean, how would you even find them figures? If anyone out there has the ability to find these figures, or even fact check me and say,
if you're watching this from the Vatican, which I doubt you are,
I'll tell you what, that'd be pretty fucking cool. Imagine the Pope summons us.
Imagine they're going, those bastards.
I don't know.
I saw on a strange tangent, but something Vatican-esque. There was a video fairly recently of the Pope at a window, and he was, waving, and I mean that's all he fucking does, isn't it? He was waving.
What window's this?
At the Vatican.
When did you go to the Vatican?
I wasn't there. There's a video online.
Oh,
of
okay.
it.
I missed that part completely.
And then, and there was he turned, and as he kind of like turned away, he just disappeared, like went black, like that. And there was loads of people going, "Fucking, what's going on?" And I was thinking, well, and the people said, "I said it's not my fucking."
Did he just close the curtains?
No, the curtains are right. What? It's like Tupac, innit? When they had, when they had
Tupac.
No, remember when they
What's
had
the connection?
Remember they had the Tupac hologram performing on stage?
Oh yeah, you were like they did with Freddie Mercury as well. Yeah.
I think obviously because he's like possibly one of the most people that. I mean, the Pope-mobile's fucking bulletproof. You know what I mean?
It's a fucking stupid thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like,
I reckon.
I mean, if you're the Pope, the most powerful man in faith,
yeah,
and that's what you fucking choose to go around in, something that is basically a greenhouse and a car,
yeah,
you look like a. What are you doing?
It looks like it needs to be driven by a fucking Thunderbird.
It wouldn't surprise me if I saw that and it had Subway signs on the fucking side of it. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Eat
like.
fresh.
Yeah.
But like, and then like, honestly,
stinking that
people are going, oh, like supernatural. No, I think it's like a Tupac hologram type thing because the Pope's a fucking bullet magnet, isn't he? Really? There's people. There's been things that have happened. So I reckon someone just fucking tripped on the plug and fucking pulled it out, and then the fucking Pope disappeared.
It's a really fucking odd thing. I find all religion very odd. I also find it quite fascinating as well. As I said at the beginning, I don't hold any belief in it purely because it's not.
Yourself.
But again, I admire anyone out there that does and finds real strength from it because I think everyone should have some sort of internal strength.
I have no.
My mum does. She does. She
Yeah.
does. She doesn't overly. She doesn't say that she's religious, but she will. She does. She's one of them people that I do admire for the idea that she does gain some sort of strength from it. But she's not religious. It's just I suppose she uses it like a bit like a shield, I suppose. But the whole thing with faith like that is it's. I don't think it's not necessarily attainable. You learn to take it in. If I don't know if that makes any sense. But then you elect someone. I don't know how you can elect a pope. Like. You're electing that person because he's apparently the strongest connection. He is God's shepherd, essentially. That's what he's called, isn't he? That's what the Pope's other name is, the God's shepherd. And
another thing, like back to exorcisms, there was like we were saying about how it's like usually it's an apprentice type deal, but sometimes someone is literally just picked,
rushed through.
Yeah, just gone. We need one about here. We need. There's a bit of a.
We've got our bookings.
Yeah.
This has only got this one now.
Shit! I tell you what.
You know that trade website? You've been like, there's a trade website where you go on it and you'll pick a plumber, you'll pick a builder, you'll pick whatever, and it's got like a star rating for each one.
Yeah,
you imagine it's like that. You're going, oh well, fucking hell, Kriss Akabusi's and he's gone. He's been booked up. 5-star Akabusi's out there. We've got to go with. We've got to go with fucking Derek Akora, 1-star over here.
Yeah,
that fucking glistening prick.
Yeah.
Get him out, like
get him in.
Fucking him and Sam. Dickhead.
But yeah, right. Go on with you.
I don't know what would you like me to. What would you like me to talk about? We can move on to.
Let's move on to something.
So as I say, the church took a more aggressive action with demon expulsion. I liked that. I wrote that myself. Actually, I thought that sounded quite cool. Demon
quite good.
Expulsion.
It's quite good.
It's quite cool, isn't it?
I
wrote this whole paragraph.
It's a well-written sentence.
I mean, should I read the
Send it off to Allmark and see if they'll make a fucking card.
What you mean, like fucking? We're glad you're well.
Yeah.
We're glad you dealt with your demon expulsion.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know.
Mate, I'd fucking love that card.
It'd be amazing.
I'd love that card.
Why isn't that card? You've got a card for everything.
Card? Yeah.
I mean,
get well soon.
What we should ask actually.
Get exercised soon.
I wonder if there's anyone around here.
I think if you get a get exercised soon card out there from Hallmark, people will start taking the piss and buying it for fat people.
Exercise that burger out here, you fat prick.
You fat fuck. Come on the treadmill with you. Get the demons out, sweat them out.
I shall read this paragraph that I wrote.
Ooh,
so
hang on.
You want me to read it to that?
No, that's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one.
Go.
The church took a more aggressive action
Louder
on the demon expulsion front The practice of exorcisms without the consent of the Catholic Church is what prompted the official guidelines of 1614. I don't know why I'm going with this fucking accent.
I love it. Crack on.
To be amended. The amendments established the procedure that clergy members in each individual who claims to be impacted by demonic possession must follow. This includes the rule that the potentially possessed individual must be evaluated by a medical professional of mental illness. I'm having to do this because I can't read back and look at the sign, so I'm having to make it look menacing.
I'm like, go on,
Before the next steps of the procedure are taken, since demonic possession, according to the Roman Catholic teachings, are extremely rare, and that mental health issues are often mistaken for demonic possession.
Has Bane got a job at the Vatican?
The Vatican requires that each diocese have a specially trained priest who is able. Play that again. That's
go on.
Who is able to diagnose demonic possession and perform exorcisms when necessary. You believe you merely adopted the dog. I was born in it.
You merely watch The Exorcist. I am one.
I wrote the guidelines. You merely read them.
You merely read the Bible. I wipe my ass with it.
Me and Jesus.
I
we
went
were
straight
there.
back to X Factor then. I did. Fuck's sake.
Play it. That thing. Do it right now.
The Exorcist.
Right. So that was the paragraph that I wrote last night.
It's beautiful. It's a
pretty
beautiful
good, wasn't it?
paragraph.
Oh, shit,
It is a bit
I've
too
just
long
gone
for a
into-
Hallmark card, though. I've got to say that.
Be a fucking meat of all
Biggins.
kinds, yeah. Oh, hang on a minute. I've fucking gone off my...
Joe, it's a weird thing. Why is Bible paper so thin?
It's not worth the paper it's written on.
Fair. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Next to get possessed is Mauve. Right, before we move
I
on,
need a friend.
I need to run to the little priest's room. So let's have a little. Have I
got to talk on my own?
No. I'm just getting to it.
You know what you need? Elevator music. Can we play? So let's assume now it's going to cut to black, and like the music. Can we have that, please? Don't edit that bit.
That's much too vulgar display of power, Kriss.
Okay.
To be fair, that kind of editing is a bit of a.
That's much too vulgar display of power, Kriss.
Right, we'll be back in a second. So this is how Sonny feels when we do the goat sessions. Alone. I'm all alone. Welcome back to the Wolf Thing Witch Massacre, the episode on exorcisms.
How long do you think it's going to take you to actually say that without... Oh, fucking I've got it the wrong way around.
Oh, fucking ages. If you are a fan of this and become a fan of this, you will be... If you're trying to tell anyone about it, which I'd love if you did that.
I'd appreciate it.
But you will be saying the witch thing, the wolf witch thing massacre.
Just go to the Goat Sessions
It's on the
page
podcast.
on YouTube and then just find it
I
from
think
there.
we will have our own Spotify, but that's admin we'll do at the end.
Admin?
So let's go in with we're talking about the process of exorcism.
Process of an exorcism.
So what fucking shit happens to you if you wind up all bloody
So
possessed?
actually, I did write this myself.
So it's complete fabrication.
It's not at all. I mean, it was things that... There was an interview with an exorcist on YouTube.
Hang on, I've got
What's up? The
to move that. Yeah, hang on.
We've got a Yellowstone situation right now. We've called in the Air Force. We've called in government officials. This is a crisis, a natural disaster. This will change the natural world for the rest.
We're good.
Okay, we're sorted now.
Don't cut that out. Don't cut that out. It's fine.
I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah,
That was off beat.
Went straight to Yellowstone, though, didn't you?
Well, I mean, it's a volcano, isn't it? Is it? Anyway,
We're
not doing an
the
episode.
procession. The process.
Procession.
Yeah,
I mean, do you reckon they do that?
The processions and concessions.
No, but I just imagine
With
them
just
like,
some
I'm
chocolate as
fucking
well.
sick of saying to every prick and their dog, the process of the exorcism. I'm just going to say procession. No, read the script. The procession.
The process of the exorcism.
Fusion. fusion.
The fusion. I love wordplay.
So, when it's time,
Let's go.
when it's time to perform said exorcism, a person should be restrained.
When the shit has hit the fan.
I mean, I would imagine at this point it is pretty biblical.
Yeah. When the vomit has hit the priest, this is what goes on.
When the head has twisted around,
Yeah.
it is time to sort this shit out.
When the crucifix has entered the orifice.
I'm wondering. I'd love to be. It's a shame you can't. I mean, I'd imagine it's some sort of quite tightly locked up text
Is
that
it-
you're not able to access. I mean, you can't access it on Wikipedia.
Is it a long drawn out thing, or is it a quarter fast crucifix? Bit of a pun then, bit of an exorcist pun. Oh, go on, let's go into the process of exorcism.
So, I mean, I wrote 3 little bullet points here.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole premise behind the exorcism is to remove expulsion of the demon. Oh, put that thing when I say that. No, the other one, the epic one.
Right, okay. So read it up to then. Go.
I'm not reading it. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, go then.
What am I saying? You've knocked me off my course now. The process of expulsion of demons. So, a person, or, as we discussed earlier, a dog. I mean, again, we don't know. Who knows?
Man, woman, dog, adult child.
That's okay. The
House.
living thing. I mean, how the fuck do you restrain a house? Anyway, the person should be restrained so
suppose.
they do not harm themselves or any person present. And then really, it's just a basis of the exorcist praying and going through certain prayers
Yeah.
in order to remove said exorcist.
I read a thing
It's
about
a rite.
they have like one that they do.
They have 3. Well,
They have 3.
one's not a prayer as such, and I haven't got an example of the third one because it wasn't a prayer.
We have got a quick example. Do you want to play the example now?
Play it.
Cruz sacra sit mihi lux, non daco sit mihi dux, vade retro
In
satana,
nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
mihi vana,
Deus
Fucking
Pater
hell.
Omnipotens, qui vult omnes homines salvo spire, sit cum omnibus vobis,
cruz sacra sit mihi lux, non daco
That's enough of that. Basically, that wasn't a barbershop quartet.
It's what you want, isn't
That
it?
was an exorcism prayer that
Maybe,
they
do you reckon
chant.
they have options? Like, children,
Well,
pie
I heard-
performers.
I was reading that they have one that they've definitely got to do.
Ain't going to drip on your heater, is it? And we're all going to go up and...
No, we're good. There's one that is like the specific exorcism prayer,
Mhm.
and then like they can, if they want, the priest chuck in their favourite and all.
I mean, it would. I mean,
You know what I mean?
run with it.
Rappers
Is it,
Paradise.
is it like a set? No, I'm going to fucking
mate,
hit. I'm going to
that'd
hit
be-
them with a classic.
That'd be
prayer.
brilliant, wouldn't it?
You
That'd
know
be
what I
brilliant.
mean?
Fucking swaying backwards and forwards do fucking.
Abizu!
What was that?
Abizu!
What was Abizu from?
Abizu! It's from it's a good film actually. I
Oh,
should
what was
actually
it?
say that is actually a very good horror film. It's his.
Because remember, did we watch it when me and Morv used to have a flat together? Did we watch it then and we'd literally sit for hours just rocking?
What is it called, man?
Screaming
It's a
Abizu.
good film. That's a really good film. It's about that girl that finds that box, and it's got
Oh, fuck.
It's really good. It's a good horror film.
Anyway,
But yeah,
processor. So the prayer.
that's Jewish. So that's another side of
That's
another religion, which I didn't
yeah.
research in. So the Catholic priest will recite certain prayers: the Lord's Prayer, Hail Mary, and then the.
That's what I was thinking. Do they do the Lord's Prayer like Cliff Richard did it to Our Lang Syne?
Maybe that was a global.
Dun, 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 dun,
Do you reckon that was a
dun, dun.
global exorcism?
Mate, to be fair, if Cliff Richard showed up and I was a demon, I'd be out the fucking door. Having nutted him, I'd have left.
I'm just thinking of that song. What's that one song that he did?
Maybe that was what.
I can't remember what it's called. It's shit.
Maybe he wrote the song "Devil Woman" about a possession.
Wired for
She's
sound.
just a
That's
devil
what it's called.
woman.
Wired for sound.
Oh, I don't know that song.
Shit.
I don't know that song. So they
So yeah, 3 prayers. Lord's Prayer, which is the one that him and Father Karras and Demi say at the beginning, whilst he's, when
Our
she
Lord,
vomits him and he
who art in heaven,
Yeah.
hallowed be thy name.
And then you've got Hail Mary, and then you've got the final thing they do, according to this, is the Athanasian or Athanasian. Again, if anyone's out there wants to fact check me, please tell me that I'm wrong and pronounce it correctly for me.
I'm guessing there's more than one way to
Athanasian Creed. When I looked into it, because I tried to find for each of these prayers, but the 2 prayers I could, I've actually got them here so I could read them out. But obviously, no people know what they are. But that one, it's more of a shield. It's basically when they're saying it to the possessed, it's basically reaffirming to the person that's possessed and the demon that you're in God's control now. You're in God's hands.
Yeah.
You are not the one in control here. You may believe you are, but you're not.
But you ain't.
You are.
You ain't.
It's because God is about to drop a fucking
notorious God.
The notorious God is about to bust out Jesus.
He's got 7 Mac 11s,
I mean,
about 8 38s, 9 tech.
He's got the gang, innit? He's got God, the Holy Ghost, Jesus.
Jesus with him.
I mean, they're all coming with different. They're all coming with different attributes. Jesus can walk on water. The Holy Ghost.
Judas ain't there though. Judas ain't there.
Judas.
They say that. Nah,
Judas.
he didn't show up. He's a dickhead, isn't he?
Well, he had them. What, Judas?
Yeah.
What, Iscariot?
Yeah, Iscariot.
He did the guy that fucked off all the money out of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that got Jesus killed.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
I don't know the story. Go on, tell us.
It's in sold book, to be fair.
The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, that's my religious Bible.
Yeah.
I love it. But anyway, yeah. So they're the 3. They're the 3. So as I say, the Athanasian Creed, it's more of a. They've described it of this thing that I was reading, and again, I did take this part from Wikipedia. So again,
is it a kind of like a don't fuck with us?
Don't fuck with us. Again, there was like they.
We've got your fucking number.
There was a picture.
It's 666.
If I send you the picture, can we get that on?
Yeah.
I'll send you the picture. So it was like it was basically there was different words. So God, Jesus, all the, and there was arrows pointing around, basically saying that like you ain't the.
It's a spider graph.
Yeah, someone has got them old toys from the 90s.
It's a brainstorm.
Yeah. But it's basically saying you're in the centre, you little fucker. But guess what? As you say, the notorious God is here, and he ain't gonna. You may think you're having your fun, but he's about to fucking.
I like the thought of that it is like a bit of a fucking fracas in a pub.
But it's, I suppose, for the priest, it's because again, priests are very, very religious, and I suppose by having that Athanasian Creed, it's like I am super. Priests. They're probably incredibly. They feel incredibly strong by having that whatever that thing is with them, and going, you ain't fucking with me, mate. I've got the power of God behind me. Fuck with me, you're fucking with him. Yeah. We come in pairs, mate, or threes, or fours. Yeah. You know, we are the Holy Trinity. Well, no, before, wasn't it? The Holy Trinity and me. We're coming at you. Strong. But
I am listening. We're having a slight... if you're an audio listener, we've got candles on the table, Warrior, and we're dressed like priests.
And there's a lot of...
we've got quite a lot of candles. And we're having a slight Vesuvius-style...
I mean, one thing I would say is you can put some... It's not going to leak upwards, so you should be fine.
No, that's true. I'm going to stick that there.
And it ain't going to go past any of that.
I'm going to stick that there.
We will be having candles every month to set the mood.
Yeah, we are, yeah. Sorry about that. So carry on. Let's carry on.
I was having a little...
There's a bit of real off behind the scenes.
So, and that is the premise behind an exorcism. It is basically reading prayers and text from the Bible. And I assume, from reading what I read last night.
There's lots of... I've got a couple of notes. There's like... Invoking God, which obviously
it's orders. It's all orders.
Using religious stuff.
Yeah,
which that is a layman's term for like religious idols.
What I read last night,
crucifixes.
The premise of an exorcism, as much as it is obviously to get
using the
picture of Kriss
Akabusi.
I think that would have improved the exorcism. The exorcism. I keep calling it the exorcism. The X is far more. Here, Father Karras not only pulled out his little bottle of holy water and went, "Silence, beast." he pulled out a picture of Kriss Akabusi.
He got his smartphone out and he had a cameo.
Or just put a mask on with some holes in it. So the whole purpose of an exorcism when they're doing it, it's a confrontation. You are arguing. The whole point of it is you are the bully, but I'm going to bully the fuck out of you. And I'm going to do it until you...
You want some, do you?
Having holy water, having a crucifix or the Bible or anything that evokes fucking anger in that demon. The principle behind it is to make it utterly uncomfortable for it. So it just goes, fuck this. When this is really horrible, I don't want to live here anymore. I'm out. I'll see you in a bit.
I would... When I was reading, when I was looking into this particular part of it, I saw a lot of things about religious idols that priests brought to the exorcism to help being thrown at them.
Yeah, but, holy water's thrown at them.
No, thrown back at the priests, like
okay.
without anyone physically, like a ghostly entity throwing the religious items at priests.
Imagine that.
So,
oi, bitch!
I wonder if
Take
the
that.
Vatican has got any like PPE for the priests now that do the exorcisms.
Well, we do live in a very
like a helmet,
I mean, yeah,
a bike helmet.
High vis, it goes dark, doesn't it?
It's true, yeah.
I mean, do you reckon before they go on site, there's like a foreman going, all right, mate, you can't go in there yet. Why not? Well, you've got the right outfit on, but where's your fucking hard boots?
Yeah, yeah. Have you got thermals on? It's cold in there. We don't want you catching them, mate.
What about your safety glasses, mate?
Stick them on. There's going to be crucifix flying around at some fucking speed. Mate.
I mean, if anything, if the Vatican is watching, I think they will be. I think this will transcend the religious world in ways.
Will transcend the 153. My last look.
I the same way the Da Vinci Code shattered religion, I think we will
build it back up.
Not build it back up. We will revitalise safety measures.
Yeah.
I
want to see an exorcist look like a fucking hockey player. Go in there, padded up to shit.
You'd want it, wouldn't you?
Of course you would want to, yeah.
I think we're going to change the world. I think much like, people back in the day when they used to strike and they were happening with unions, we're going to create a union for priests.
Exorcists,
priests, people that perform exorcisms.
Yeah.
We're going to bring an extra level of safety. Not only will there be the Athanasian Creed, there will also be PPE guidelines.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like they're going to go, Malvern Jeng, there's going to be interviews. Fuck the Pope.
Yeah.
There's going to be interviews next week at the Vatican. They go, so Father David.
I reckon if it's already a thing, have you
it's
ever,
not a thing.
You know
is
when
it?
if you're listening to this and you've been to a fucking health and safety meeting, there's going to be a priest that goes, we all want to be safe, and we all want to be safe to go to work, and this is just for us to I just want to go through a few things with you, and but you can take the piss out of me and I can take the piss out of you. Let's have fun with it. Yeah. It's going to be a boring couple of hours talking about health and safety.
We all understand while we're there's a demon, but why can't we be safe?
Why can't we be safe?
And that is the question. Priests out there, why can't you be safe?
Be safe while you're exercising, fuckers.
You're on the job. Be safe. And if you get there and the right precautions aren't put in place by whoever your foreman is, you have the right to turn around and go, I'm sorry, I ain't going to do the job. Until you put in until you put in precautions that keep me safe, I ain't doing it. I'm sorry, the girl can fucking have a head turn.
If you get there and the possessed is in the bed which is shaking and it hasn't been coned off, leave.
Yeah.
Go out and get your fucking union rep and go, I ain't going back in there. Mate, her head can spin around 15 times.
Can you imagine that job? A union rep for exorcist priests?
Yeah.
That would be a job. I want that job. I want to, before any job takes place, if you have if you've had any work done at your house by anyone, like any sort of labourer, plumber, builder, bricklayer, whatever, they always come round, they do a check and they do a quote and then they do a contract, say, well, this is what we're going to do. They check this out. That's what I think they should start doing. I don't think the exorcist should be allowed to go in there until whoever goes in, the expert health and safety
Father Trip Hazard.
Father Trip Hazard. Father PPE goes in and goes, well, mate, I'm sorry, but you can't expect us to come and do this exorcism whilst you've got that plug is exposed for a start, mate. I've just walked up them stairs and there's a fucking nail coming out. Have you seen what priests wear? It's made out of fucking wicker.
Yeah.
You can't do that, mate. I'm sorry. You got to sort that out. Yeah. And that dripping tap. Don't even get me started on the dripping tap. Because you want us to use our holy water. You can fuck off, mate. We're coming to use yours and we'll bless it there. But we're not using a dripping tap.
Yeah.
Can't use a dripping tap, mate. Can't happen. That's what we're going to change. This is all bullshit now. This should not be the process of exorcism. This should be the reevaluation of exorcists and safety in the workplace.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
That's what I want to see too. I'd love that. That'd be amazing.
And I must admit, anyone that works for me that may be watching this or will watch this will know that I love to send a strongly worded email from time to time.
I imagine you can.
I love sending a strongly worded email.
Having lived in the same flat as you, and we had a little problem.
Many email went back
with the letting agents. Fuck me.
The fridge freezer?
The
fridge freezer? Not only did we get a fridge freezer, we got the money back and another fridge freezer.
Yeah.
Which we got a refund for.
This geezer, he could write such. If he was an exorcist, he can write such strongly worded emails that he could get the Pope himself gaffer taping wires to the floor.
I mean, if I was an
so
exorcist,
someone doesn't trip.
if I was an exorcist, I mean, I wouldn't need to use any of this fucking bollocks. I'd just write an email to him and go, look, these are the legal requirements. You've not solved it. Now get the fuck out of body and move on.
Come on,
Be out.
move on.
Get the fuck out of Dodge. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out this paragraph that I wrote.
Okay, do you want the right, go.
Yeah. An exorcism is a confrontation and not simply a prayer. And once it has begun, it has to be finished no matter how long it takes. Again, I love this voice. Another owl. If the exorcist stops the rite, then the demon will pursue him, which is why the process being finished is so essential. After the exorcism has been finished, the person possessed feels a kind of release of guilt and feels reborn and freed of sin. But not all exorcisms are successful the first time. It could take days, weeks, months of constant prayer and exorcisms. So yeah, that's a really good thing. That's a really good... I mean, you got to assume, really, that the film The Exorcist, Pazuzu was a bit of a pussy because he only did one. He got out.
Yeah.
He got the fuck out, didn't he?
That is it, yeah.
I mean, he was made out to be
It ended with...
he was made out to be like the Apollo Creed of the fucking demon world.
It was
that pussy went
Pazuzu
out.
jumping out of Reagan going into... Demon.
That was one thing I did.
And then him fucking off out the window.
That was one thing in the film.
I'd love to go to those stairs. If we ever went to the States...
Boston, isn't it?
Is it Boston?
I'm sure it's Boston, yeah. My brother lives in the States. I'm sure it's Boston. He doesn't live that far from there. I'm sure it's Boston. I'm positive it's Boston.
I bet there's loads
Fact
of
check.
people there. Already.
Fact check. Yeah, fact check us. Do it.
I'm sure Alf will put some on.
Yeah, fact check us. I'm probably good. More.
I want to quickly thank you, Alfie, for editing this.
Yeah, I'm yet to meet you, but when I do meet you, I'll shake your hand and say thank you.
He will. He does that.
Am I now an employee of the Goat Session podcast? Essentially,
Yeah, you're on the wage. Fuck all.
I mean, well, that doesn't really bother me, to be honest. This is great.
All the perks.
Am I an unpaid worker? Where the fuck am I, right? Where's the foreman? Foreman. I'm not happy. So yeah, what was we saying? Oh yeah, so that was one thing that I wanted to research because again, the whole with The Exorcist, there's so many bits in it that aren't explained, but it's just like you just see it and you're like, well, what the fuck does that mean? So when they're having that fight, when he goes, fuck this, mate, prayers ain't working, I'm gonna slap this bitch. I am literally gonna put skin to skin and start fucking laying out, you know.
Dimmy's fucking livid.
She's banging on his chest, isn't she, when she's on the floor?
Yeah.
And it's only when he grabs his cross that it's transferred.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wanted to look is that actually a thing? It's not the idea that the possessed person touching you is going to transfer, but if you're wearing something and they grab that, that's the form of transferring possession.
I think it might be a bit of Hollywood magic.
Maybe so. I don't know if it was in the book. I mean, I've never read the book.
I've never read the book.
I think I might read it.
We probably should read the fucking book, shouldn't we?
We should have read the book.
We probably should have read it before this.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll read it after.
Edit that out.
Next January we'll do it again.
Edit it out. We read the book. But that's quite an important scene, which never really gets touched upon.
Yeah.
Never really gets touched upon. And what I also like to say about The Exorcist, I mean, I don't know if you... I remember you saying you hadn't watched the third one. The second one is shit. But the third one is fucking brilliant, and I'm stand by it. It's brilliant.
I'm sure I have, but it may have been.
It's brilliant. It's like a crime drama. It's brilliant. So you know the detective in the first one, the one that just hangs about and visits the house.
Yeah,
he's the main character.
Yeah,
and he's researching. What's the name of the killer? I don't know. He's got some stupid name, but he's researching these deaths related to this killer, and it's centered around this cult that is entwined with the possession of Reagan. It's brilliant. Watch it. That film is great.
Fair play.
That film is great. I can't remember what it's called now. I know I'm going
to have to... You can look it up while I go to the little priest room.
Okay.
Because I've broke the seal.
Okay, press the music then.
Should we have a dimmy?
Dimmi, why you do this to me?
Hello, we're back. We are back. I have been to the little priest room. I have said my prayers. I have held my rosaries.
I suppose this is the one benefit of not drinking.
Have you ever any having being like obviously it's rosary beads, isn't it?
See, I hate saying that word because I keep saying rosemary beads.
Well, right. We had someone
got a sprig of rosemary in their hands.
booking for a tattoo, and they said they went, I'm very religious.
Not that, was it?
And I'm very no, it wasn't. It was just the rosary beads around their. I think it was around their wrists, around their ankles. They were like, "Oh,
is that still deemed to be quite
no, it's not as hip
shit
as it was
in the tattoo world? A bit like pocket watches were back in the day.
I'm not into it, but I'm not.
I mean, I'm not
going to fucking judge.
Why am I talking about?
I don't give a shit. If you want to
to
fucking pay me to do it, I'll fucking do it. But like, so yeah, this woman messaged in. She was like, "I'm very religious. I'm very spiritual person. I'd really like some rosemary beads." And
Rosemary.
So-
Rosary, isn't it? It's rosary.
It's rosary, so it's
Yeah.
like, if you're that fucking spiritual, you know it's rosary, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
But
I must
no.
admit, I was saying for like last week when I was telling people I was doing like, rosemary beads, I was like, "It's rosary beads, you fucking moron."
But you don't claim to be very spiritual or religious,
Not at all, no.
so that's
But
fine.
I also claim to have a spreadsheet with a lot of information on, which really I should have had on to correct me.
That's
So
fine. That's fine.
sorry, team.
Oh, that's why I'm here.
Sorry,
I'm here.
team. Sorry, team.
Right, so we're going to talk about
A really big possession story.
a famous, and it was inspired the film Exorcisms Rose, didn't it?
And another other couple of films, one called The Requiem and one that unfortunately I did not write down on my PowerPoint presentation, but
That's
there was
fine.
another one.
That happened.
Exorcism of Emily Rose is probably the one that people would know.
It's the one people would know.
I remember when it
most
came out and
favourite.
people were like, this is a game changer. And I remember watching it, I was like, it's not a game changer, really. It's alright, it's a courtroom drama.
It is.
And to be honest with you,
It
I
is.
enjoyed the courtroom bits more than I enjoyed the exorcism bits.
It was a lot of
It's just shit.
it was a lot, you know, it was a lot of fucking, it was a lot of this, a lot of that, but it wasn't like fucking
I
jazzy.
think one thing we should just hit on before moving on is with like films. Obviously, me and Jen we love horror films. That was the whole premise behind this podcast. I mean, initially we were going to talk about horror films, weren't we? That was,
Basically, yeah.
and then
it
we were
was going
like-
to be a horror film podcast.
and I was like, well, not
Review.
It wasn't me. We were like, why don't we discuss the subject matters rather than the films? Because who wants to listen to
And do a bit of both.
Yeah, do a bit of
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
The influence one, but more so about the facts behind the actual subject matters.
One thing I did want to say earlier when we were talking about The Exorcist,
that it's fucking genius.
It's fucking brilliant. But there was a song written as a love letter to Reagan by the Murder Dolls.
No.
Remember Murder Dolls?
Yes.
The late
Joey
the late
Jordison.
great Joe Jordison. We were a big fan of Slipknot back in the day.
Still am. I'm wearing a Slipknot t-shirt under this.
Are you really?
Very outfits, yes.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, yes.
I'm not
I'm not going to show it.
I
because
mean,
I feel
no.
if I show you my outfit, that would kind of pull you out of the immersion of the
that's true.
episode. The chapel.
I'm not a fan of Slipknot anymore because of their more recent efforts. But like the first
Iowa is a fantastic album.
Iowa and the fucking first
Yeah.
record is absolutely
I
fucking.
don't
sick.
mind some of the tracks off.
But yeah, he
I
go
just
on.
really mind. Subliminal Verses. I don't mind some of the tracks off.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, but like that, I think that was the last Slipknot record I bought. After that, I was like, I'm kind of done. But like, yeah, Murder Dolls had a song.
Murder Dolls. I haven't
What
heard
the
them in years.
fuck was it called now? It'll be up on the screen. I should imagine.
He
But
played
it was,
guitar
it was
in
like
that band, didn't he?
Reagan. Huh?
He played guitar.
He
in that.
played guitar,
Yeah.
and I think he wrote fucking everything on it.
Well, he wrote a lot of
basically.
Slipknot
And
stuff.
it was Wednesday 13, wasn't it?
Yes.
That sang it,
Yes.
and it was a song.
I haven't listened to him since I was like 15.
I've got a phone. Hang on. Talk amongst yourself.
How you doing? Yes, welcome.
Do a bit of fucking
So yeah, what we're going to talk about in a moment
in a moment.
is a real life exorcism story that inspired us, similar to the one we mentioned earlier. We didn't go into too much detail. Ronald Edwin Hunkler. There was a similar story that influenced the making of
That was The
Exorcism
Exorcist,
of
yeah.
Emily Rose.
Obviously, in the changing of the sex. Well, it was the book, wasn't it? That it wasn't for the film.
And
it
I would
was-
imagine as well,
they
again,
changed
going
it
back
for the
to,
book.
like you said earlier, the idea of a possessed boy or a possessed girl, I think one evokes more terror than the other. And certainly
Yeah.
when you look at the 70s. And one thing we haven't actually touched on, actually, I mean, there's lots, if you can actually go online and listen to some interviews with Linda Blair, and she talks about the absolute, like, it completely changed her whole acting career.
It
She
was
could-
Love at First Fright.
That's what a
What
name.
a fucking shit name for a song.
But yeah, like if you can watch interviews online with Linda Blair where she talks about The Exorcist and like what it did to her life, and she didn't.
It completely changed her
She didn't
life.
get any. Couldn't get any acting roles. It was just like she was. I mean,
Yeah.
you imagine being you're literally known as the girl from The Exorcist, and you.
The one thing I remember being in was Repossessed. Can you remember that?
No, I don't know.
It was a spoof film.
I know her
but-
from Exorcist and Playboy. That's it.
And like, well, yeah.
That's all
But
I know
like,
her from.
it was a Leslie Nielsen film, so it was like a spoof about a girl that was possessed, got exorcised, and then has been repossessed, and it was called Repossessed, and she basically she just it was a comedy film.
I don't want to watch that.
It's not that bad.
I mean, okay, I'll
I love Leslie Nielsen anyway. I just love him.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up. But yeah, when you watch interviews with her, she talks about the utter like she just got what roles can you possibly get from that?
It's a
one-time job. It's a
Yeah.
bit like the guys that like the kids that take part in any Disney, not Disney, but like any like franchise, big franchise, Harry Potter, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely different in the sense of what the film is, but it's the same in the sense that she was in that film. She's never in anything else.
It was like I think he's great. I think he's in stuff recently that I've fucking loved. I can't remember his fucking name though.
Who?
But the guy that played Elliot in E.T.
He's been in
the newer Netflix stuff.
Yeah, he's in all
in
three of
that.
them, isn't he? He's in the Haunting of
Yeah.
Hill House, and he's
Hill
Haunting of Bly Manor, and he's in the new one about the vampires.
Vampires.
Which, by the way,
It's
check it out. It's fucking
sick.
brilliant.
Mate, it's
I
fucking brilliant.
Binged it in a night. It was
Mate, it's
great.
tits.
It was
It's tits.
brilliant, and I didn't expect it. And when I was watching it, I was like, "This is fucking vampires," and I was like, "It's fucking vampires. It's genius. It's
Mate, it
watch
was like-
it. I don't know what it's
Do you know
called.
what is it? It was fuck Midnight Mass.
It's fuck, and she's in it as well, and
Dude,
she is fit. And
We will go into it further on our vampires
Oh, yeah, that's
podcast.
good connection.
But it is like The Thing meets
Vampires. It's
no,
genius.
No, it's like The Thing meets Salem's Lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It is, isn't
isolation.
it?
It's
It is, isn't
it's a load of people isolated, and there's this fucking monster.
It's sick. But
It's
anyway,
brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But again, Haunting of Bly Manor, he was in that. He was brilliant in that.
the only thing I remember him in between that and that, in between E.T. and the
I
more
remember.
recent stuff, was The Secretary.
I'll be honest.
A weird, strange kink film.
Me and my girlfriend at the time, we watched the first Haunting of Hill House. This is
Also sick.
yeah, it's
all
brilliant.
three of
It's
them are
brilliant.
sick.
It's brilliant. And it was only at that point I was like, "That's fucking Elliot."
Yeah.
That shows you I'd never seen him in anything other than E.T. up until that point. I was like, "That's fucking Elliot from E.T."
Yeah, they
And
do.
I don't think it even dawned on me till like very towards the fucking end. But then it also dawned on me.
if Linda Blair turns up in something now,
You wouldn't
it's
know.
it's a horror B movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
You know what I mean? She's in that.
it's a shame, really, because I mean, especially as well, if you watch some of the, I mean, it's all on YouTube, and I'm sure I've got the DVD, the whatever anniversary one is, and there's some extra content in
Yeah.
there. You know the scene
The
before.
double side dude.
Yeah. Before she goes uber possessed, fucking face slices and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Vomit, and she's in the bed where her mum walks in, and she's being fucking thrown about. Get me out.
Yeah.
Do you know how they did that?
They put her in a brace, didn't they?
Yeah, but there was a guy behind the wall with literally his feet up against the panel, and he was
Yeah.
tugging on rope. So she was literally being fucking tussled and
She
thrown about.
put her back out.
He
or
put her
something.
back out, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
imagine she was what? How old was she in that film? She's got to be no more than 12.
She can't be much older than
She
that.
can't be. She's not late teenager. She's got to
No.
be early teenager.
Yeah.
And you imagine the context. I mean, I wonder if she realised what she was actually doing. Like, I mean,
I don't think a lot. They
she
said
doesn't
that
say a lot of the words, does she?
I know the bit where Reagan is masturbating with a crucifix.
It's not her, is it?
They gave her a crucifix and a like a tub of fake blood, and just
But
said.
did she understand what she was doing?
I think I don't
That
know.
must have fucked her up,
I
man.
think they kind of said that she might have been stabbing something in her lap.
So she just assumed she was killing someone, essentially.
I think.
But even so, that's still incredibly weird to get a child to. I mean,
Yeah.
she's a child, essentially.
Compared to the rest of it, though, it might by that point it might have been another day at work.
But
You know
did
what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
Another day at the office.
Well, you've already put my back out. I might as well shove a cross up there.
they had a done. Is that?
I mean, did you ever see the actress that voiced Pazuzu? And she was a teacher or something like that, wasn't she? An old British. teacher or something like that. She wasn't an actress.
I tried to remember her name.
But if you hear her voices, she's terrifying. She's fucking scary.
Because it was a guy on the who was doing the sound for the film tried to affect his voice to make it, and it was like ain't working.
Doesn't work.
So they got this old actress,
old
that
British
had been
woman,
smoking 40 a day for years.
Got her to do it.
And they were like, "Yeah, say this.
Do you know what she did?
Your canting daughter."
You don't need to play it. Press it.
Let's do it.
Don't play it. Press it.
Do you know what she did? Your canting daughter?
That's a woman,
Genius,
that's a
man.
woman's voice.
It's fucking genius.
Yeah.
And it's shit like, I mean, we're going on a bit of a film tangent here, but oh well. One thing I cannot stand, and I've already said it tonight, in horror films is directors' approach to making them. Why the fuck? Like, one of my favourite horror films of like the last, 10 years, I imagine, is Insidious. That film is fucking brilliant. And the reason it's brilliant is because it's all makeup and it's all soundtrack and it's all audio effects. Like that beginning bit where the name Insidious pops up on the screen.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and it's fucking brilliant. And the first time you see the woman in black, and it's like, it's just a guy in makeup, but it's fucking terrifying. She's just there smiling. And it's genius. It's fucking genius. Don't put CGI in horror films. Just stop doing it.
Stop it.
The Exorcist didn't do it.
Nope.
Insidious didn't do it. And I'm a big fan of Insidious too.
A massive case for it. Huge case for stop doing it is The Thing and the prequel.
The Thing is my favourite film.
Fuck me,
the
running.
prequel
Stop
can go
doing it.
fuck itself.
Yeah.
Why you do it? Like, I look at the Thing. I should say again, The Thing is my favourite film. Hence,
do you
why
know
part of the name is.
Do you know
Thing.
they in the Thing prequel?
Oh God,
They
terrible.
made everything practical,
It's terrible.
and then
Then
in
it went
post production, they chose
They CGI'd it all.
to do it. Yeah, I know there was a certain thing about like when it was like they're going about CGI as like going, yeah, dude, like it's really fucking like someone has painstakingly done every fucking thing. When it was practical effects, it was like someone's put it together and went, let's hope this goes well.
I mean, again, people might disagree,
Sick.
but you watched the first film, the only film that should be called The Thing, because the other one doesn't deserve the name. That film stands up today. I don't care what anyone says. That
Mate,
film
you can show
stands
that.
up
You can show
today.
that in 80
It's
years, and it'll be
genius.
fucking sick.
And Matt McCready is one of the greatest characters ever created.
What a fucking badass!
If you're stuck in the middle of nowhere and an alien attacks, I want that fucker with me.
Yeah. That was a preview from our Alien episode.
Yeah.
But come on, let's go to we talked about take it away, Morph. Take it away.
Take it away.
Take it away, son. Go on, son.
As we said earlier, there was actually a boy that influenced The Exorcist. There was also a story that influenced The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Now, obviously, The Exorcism of Emily Rose and The Exorcist are two utterly light years apart films. However, when you look at the stories, I won't. Again, I apologize.
I think that the story that influenced Exorcism of Emily Rose
is far scarier.
Is
scarier,
and it's further documented.
Yeah, and it's also set over a long period of time. I mean, apologies. I didn't get to finish what I was writing for it, but I did watch a lot of podcasts where people were talking about. I think it was the podcast I sent you actually.
Yeah.
And I think the one reason why it is so.
I was being exercised of some wind.
You feel sorry for it. I mean, I won't. Again, if there's anyone out there that goes, fucking hell, Morv, say her fucking name correctly, I apologise.
Yeah.
So, Annalise
Mikkel, I think.
Mikkel.
She was German.
She was German.
Yeah.
So she was part of an incredibly religious family from Germany. She was born in 1952. 21st of September 1952. In fact, I've just completely lied to you there. She wasn't born in 1952 at all. I've just read what I wrote completely wrong.
Yeah.
We'll start again. We shall start again. I have no idea no idea when she was born because I didn't fucking write that down.
Okay.
But anyway.
You just come up with a date at the top of your...
I did write down the 21st of September 1952, but it was for another date for another specific time within her life.
Okay.
Not when she was born.
Yeah.
Let's just assume she was born quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prior to that.
I would say prior to that, yeah. One would assume post World War II. And she was in fact, no, it probably wasn't actually.
No,
anyway, who fucking cares?
Yeah, come on, moving on.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And for years, it was, from what I remember watching this podcast, there was several years, that I believe it was about 4 or 5 years, where each year something happened. She had an episode, and she saw doctors, and she was diagnosed with depression. She was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and I think she was also diagnosed with some form of epilepsy, frontal lobe epilepsy.
Yeah. Because
of the events that she'd had across these years.
Yeah.
So she was on medication and all sorts of things. Anyway, because she was part of a very religious family in Germany, they sought out help from a priest.
Obviously.
Because that's what you do.
Why wouldn't you?
So
they know what they're doing.
I think if you watch the film is set over probably only a year or two. I think it's only a year or two.
So
she has all these events in a year. Then the only thing that I remember from the film that is actually ties up with what this story is that she went to university or whatever they call it, college or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when it all started to go fucking tits up fresh. These episodes they weren't just once a year at this point. They were.
Do you think that's
severe.
how the priest said it? The priest come over and was like, something's going on with Annalise. And the priest went, it's pretty bad. It's gone. It's gone tits
I mean, the way I would look at it, if you
up.
look at it from like a scientific point of view, a medical point of view, anyone that suffers with any sort of mental illness, I mean, you know, I do. You've suffered. Everyone that I know has suffered. I've got OCD. I've suffered. Anyone that I know, again, not to the level of this poor girl, knows. But when you're in stressful situations, symptoms of that illness flare up more so than what they do than when you're not stressed. That's just part and parcel of having a mental illness.
Yeah.
I would assume that had she seen a doctor at this point, they would have said, "Well, yeah, you've just started college. You have got all these disorders. You're starting college. You're away from home. You're living away from home. This is an incredibly stressful time for you. Your symptoms are going to spike. You need to settle down." However, priest came in. She was, however, from what I was reading last night, she did have a lot of symptoms that were very, I mean, I don't know, eating spiders. Like, one of the things I read was fucking horrible was she was eating spiders. She was eating spiders.
Yes.
She was pissing on the floor or into some sort of like towel and then eating it. Like really fucked up shit. Like really shit. But again, rough. I don't know. I mean, I don't have these type of neurological disorders.
Yeah.
Maybe that is part of it. I don't know. But anyway, they got an exorcist in. Well, I assume that someone came out. They deemed it so. Like, yeah, she needs help from the church.
Yeah.
The exorcist came in. Here we go. The 21st of September, 1952.
There we go. That's when he turned up. He rocked up.
To the first.
It was misty outside and everything.
To the 1st of July, 1976 is where all these took place. Yeah. And it was the final year, so say 1976 is where the exorcisms begun. And she went through, and I wrote this down, she underwent 67 Catholic exorcism rites during the final year.
Yeah.
Before she died.
That's quite a lot, isn't it?
And then when she died, obviously,
I'm not an exorcist, but that's
a lot. I mean, how many did you do before you go, this ain't fucking working? You know what I mean? How many times? How many times you change the battery in your remote before you go, the fucking remote's knackered, mate? You need to fucking get a new remote.
Done. Yeah.
So yeah, she went through all these, but while she was going through these, she wasn't eating, she wasn't drinking, all this sort of stuff. Basically, in the end, she died. She died of malnutrition and many other things. I think one of the things I read, she when they finally picked her up, when whoever came out and whatever, she had broken knees because she was being made to kneel.
Yeah,
it's something they do. I can't remember what. Again, this was stuff that I had and I just didn't prepare it. So please,
it was probably like a
please
kneel before God your Saviour and Jesus Christ. There's some of that probably. I don't know.
There's actually
just guessing.
There's a term for it, but she was made to kneel.
Yeah.
And because of this, and because she was so weak, it broke her bones in her legs.
Oh yeah. Because she was so malnourished.
when they came out to this house, and obviously you got to imagine this girl who went through 67 exorcisms during this final year. I mean, we were to assume this lasted a year. It might have only lasted 6 months within that year. I don't know.
Yeah.
When they came out, she was found she died of malnutrition, and she just neglects. So her parents and the priest were both convicted of neglected homicide.
Yeah.
They just left her. Well, from the court's point of view, they just left her to die in her own shit. Now,
Jesus.
From the point of view of her parents, because they're so religious. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
Kriss Akabusi.
I mean, where was he? At this point,
Where was Akabusi?
Where the fuck was Akabusi?
He's running around somewhere.
I should also say I don't want to joke too much about it because if you read about it, it is pretty fucking sad.
It's
and
quite harrowing.
If you read, I mean, the more I read about it last night, I was kind of under the impression that maybe she has some real shit illnesses.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
She had some and that's the really interesting thing with anything to do with possession is. How many cases do you not know about where literally people have died through neglect because unfortunately you've got friends or family that are so fucking so narrow-minded? Is that probably the right narrow-minded?
Their nose is so deep in the Bible that
they're not going to listen to doctors and physicians that are going to say no
because they trust their priest more than they trust their doctor.
Now I'm one to believe that certain things that come from mental illness, antidepressants, they are the work of the fucking devil.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
But that's not to say that that's what she needed. She probably needed other things.
In my personal experience.
Yeah. So, and actually, one of the paragraph that I wrote. So the parents and the priest were convicted of neglect homicide purely because she was diagnosed with epileptic psychosis. Here we go. I wrote this bit down here. Temporal lobe epilepsy, and she also had a history of psychiatric treatment, which was overall not effective. And hence why they went to the priest.
Yeah.
That's not to say that just because the treatment wasn't effective doesn't mean that she hasn't got those things.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, well, shit, that didn't work. It goes to the fucking priest.
Yeah.
Let's go to them. But yeah, she died. She died terribly. But the more I read about it, it's fucking sad, man. Especially when you can see pictures of her.
Yeah.
There is actually pictures of her online. When she was at school, and she's just a lovely young girl. She just looks happy.
Healthy.
But then you see the pictures of her, I assume, whilst these 67 exorcisms going on, she looks like a fucking corpse, man.
Yeah.
She's gaunt. She's like...
Her eyes are black.
Her eyes are black.
Because she's hitting herself,
she's hitting herself, she's got bite marks all around her lips because she's biting her own lips. She's got no nails. You know, all this sort of stuff. And you got to imagine, I mean, the reason why we probably malnutrition is because I can't imagine there's much goodness in a spider. I don't know. I've never eaten one. I could not.
Depends how many spiders you're eating.
I don't know. How many spiders have you got in your house, you know?
Can have a spider casserole.
I mean, the dirtier your house, the less spiders.
Spider bolognese.
I mean, a bit leggy, innit?
It is a bit...
Hang on, music.
Oh, shit.
Spider casserole.
Would you want some wing? No, I'll have some leg. So, not to make so light of such a horrible thing.
It's terrible.
But
terrible.
One of the things me and Morvo did, we grew up together loving music, and
this is fucking terrible, actually.
We started playing music at the right old age of 11. Did we together?
Yeah.
And our first band was a metal band called Above Ruin, wasn't it?
Respect.
Yo!
We weren't hair metal, mate. That's not.
Oh no.
We were quite heavy.
Yeah, it was. The only thing you could call it is heavy metal.
Yeah, it was. If there's, I mean, I don't know. I don't like the term heavy metal, but if there's a band to describe such a term, it would be the band that we were in.
Yeah. So like, at our first ever gig, which was Battle of the Bands in.
It wasn't our first gig that we did that.
Was it not?
No, it was many.
Okay, the first time we played Battle of the Bands.
It was probably one. No, it wasn't even the first time we played Battle of the Bands that we used that because we were. I mean, we're going off subject here, but we were upstairs in Soundworks recording with Tim when we did that.
Oh, okay.
So it was like the second Battle of the Bands we did, maybe.
Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah. So anyway,
we were a four-piece.
Before we started, oh no, you're right. Yeah. Before we came on, we requested. We
had a CD.
We recorded. We had a CD, and we requested it to be played, and it was the sound of one of Annalise McKell's exorcisms, and it was when she was channeling
fucking traumatic.
One of the 6 voices, one of the 6 people who was in her. One of them she claimed was Cain from Cain and Abel. And the other one was Hitler.
Yeah.
But we chose
again. We support nothing with Hitler. We have no. We do not support the acts of Hitler or anything like that. I don't think we even knew. It just sounded cool.
It was a strange thing of her like going
999.
Think something. Yeah. So this is what we had. She was channeling Lucifer, who was in her.
We're all in here. She said.
We played this to.
Have you got it?
Yeah, is it?
Oh. Enjoy. It's horrible.
Im Namen deines ich bin Jungfrau, im Namen Jesu.
I don't know.
Befehle ich dir auszufahren.
It's horrible.
Im Namen des dreifaltigen Gottes, des
It's not nice. It's not nice.
We were 15, 16.
I mean, it's only not nice because of the context.
Yeah.
Well, not the context, but the information I found.
Yeah. We
the
didn't know
time-
the context at the
No,
time.
at the time, it would have been no different if we just clipped a bit of The Exorcist and came onto that.
Yeah, yeah.
We felt the same about it.
We were like 15 and we went, you know, it'd be cool.
Yeah,
Because me and you have been watching fucking films about it for years.
We'll come on to the.
So it's slightly
Exorcism.
desensitized to it by pop culture. But like,
I think at the time we even typed in on YouTube and just said Exorcism, and that was the first one that
Yeah,
came
yeah,
up. So
yeah,
we had
yeah.
no idea that it was actually connected to
Yeah,
any
yeah.
of this at the time.
so we walked out on stage and started playing to a crowd of, as I say, it was Battle of the Bands.
Utterly, not to say disgusted, but utterly like, what the fuck was that? I
So
just-
we were probably the only metal band playing that night in a bunch of indie bands, pop punk bands,
got us to the
pop
final,
bands.
though, didn't it?
It got us to the
I mean, not
final.
that there's any fucking merit to that. It's time with
But,
Battle of the Bands, but you know, it's,
they
for a 15-year-old, it's pretty cool.
literally parents of the bands that were going literally looking up at us and going saying, "What the fuck is this?"
I mean,
And
it
we
is.
come on and just started playing like the most basic metal you could ever fucking do, and it was honest to God.
If there is if the term paint by numbers could be used, that would be what would be used to describe that band it was in.
Yeah,
and also,
yeah.
I just want to say that's not to say that any of us, like we were in that band with some pretty fucking very good musicians.
Very good musicians, yeah.
Yourself included.
Dave Stewart and Matty Norris.
Matty Norris, still to this day, I don't think there's a better guitar player. If you're watching, Matt.
Fucking Matty Norris. Hopefully you're both watching, and I love you both. I love you
Cheers.
both. I hope you don't both get possessed. That'd be shit.
Cheers.
But yeah, cheers. I wanted to ask you a question.
A question, no.
If you were a demon, who would you possess? And why?
You're asking me that now?
Yeah, I'm asking you
She
that now.
can't be named on this podcast.
Oh, fucking hell.
No. What sense?
I mean,
For what benefit of me?
I mean, it seems to be a lot of
I mean,
possessions happen to religious
think,
people.
yeah, and I think a lot of that is to do with the belief in such a thing. So they automatically assume that mental illness is, and that's not to say possessions don't exist. There's a lot of evidence to support that, but I do think that as a lot of that we've read tonight, a lot of it is mental illness, and it's fucking, it's a fucking shame, isn't it?
It is a
It's
fucking
shame. It's
On
a
a serious note, we're going to be serious here for a second. It's shit. Anyway, let's crack on.
Yeah.
Let's crack
No,
on.
this is not a mental health podcast. It's just,
No, we're not.
but
doing
it is very. But the reason why it was brought up tonight is because it does line
that. The
up.
parallels are
Yeah,
fucking
it's fucking there, man.
amazing.
And also, when we use the term mental illness, we're not talking about a bit of depression or or OCD or whatever, or anxiety. We're talking about this type
severe.
this mental illness is the fucking shit house of mental illness. So you again, I won't say I know loads, but the ones that were read off here were schizophrenia, epilepsy. We're talking some serious neurological disorders. We're not talking I'm a bit sad.
Brain tumours.
Yeah, we're on about some fucking real, and that's not to say that
seriously fucking crosswise.
that's not to say that other mental illnesses aren't severe, but I'm on about the fucking heavy hitters of them disorders.
Yeah,
the big
real,
fucking hitters,
the
the
real
ones that
fucking
really do
bastards.
fucking tear you aside. And unfortunately for these people, they're treated the wrong way. I mean, in my opinion, from reading what I read last night, when you read it, she did have voices, but there's nothing in there. I didn't read anything about anything else supernatural. Like, there was no, moving things, or
there was no.
she had a different voice, but
levitation.
that's split personality disorder.
Yeah.
I could put on a different voice. There's no levitation or anything like that. She
Yeah.
broke her own fingers. It's not
Self-mutilation.
Yeah, it's not. This was a really violent death, really, and it's really sad. So I mean, I would never make a joke out of it. And when we were 15, we just heard it and we thought it was cool,
Yeah.
essentially. But
we were 15.
your question of who I would possess and why,
Yeah.
I think I'd do it positively.
Go on.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Who would you want to? You tell me who you would. And that might give me a bit of help as to who I would.
I think I'd possess Machine Gun Kelly and just make him stop.
Or throw him off a cliff.
Just stop. No, just stop.
Well, hang on a minute.
I'll
though.
give him a decent job, like maybe like bagging groceries or some shit.
Wouldn't you ever go on her?
What's her name?
I don't know.
That's a possession film as well, isn't it? Jennifer's Body.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell, yeah. I don't know. Honestly.
I mean, I'd like to possess Tony Iommi just to feel the riff.
And do nothing.
I don't want to hurt him.
I just want to be around in him for a day.
If anything, I want to possess him so I can give him extraordinary strength so he stays alive for another 100 years.
Yeah.
If I was a
I'm down with
demon,
that.
I'd like to think I was a positive demon. You know, they say angels are the opposite to demons. Maybe I'd be an angel possessing someone to keep them alive, to keep them creating great stuff.
You fucking diamond. Look at him. Look at him here now.
Get them fucking likes.
Right. Well, let's conclude. Let's conclude with a burp. Let's conclude. This has been the first episode of the Wolf Thing Witch Massacre. I hope you have enjoyed this. We are going to be doing more. We don't know what next month's is yet because we have lots of ideas, but we haven't.
We've got 10 episodes we know we're doing. We just don't know in which order. Well, no, we do, but we just don't know what next month's one. For some reason, February one wasn't in there.
And keep an eye on the social medias because you will know as soon as we do.
And also let us know what you think.
As soon as we decide. Let us know what you think.
Fact
We'd
check
love
us.
to.
I'd love to be fact checked and told you're talking absolute bollocks.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to learn
if you think
more.
that, or if you enjoy it, I really fucking hope you enjoy it. But we are in. It won't be the next episode, but it will be a few episodes. We are going to do ghosts, right? And we are going to have, which will be on the screen now.
Are we calling it ghosts or hauntings?
Thank you, Alfie. We'll be doing hauntings. It'll be hauntings. Yeah. So, but it will be like ghost based. We're gonna have an email to send in your ghost stories, or send them to the social media stuff. Send them there. Send them to the email. Send them where you like. If you've got pictures, fuck me, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, amazing.
And we will have like a good, healthy bit of a fucking episode reading and talking about your strange encounters.
I mean,
and
not
stuff.
to.
So this is the. Gives your fucking ghost, you prick. It's a bit of that. So
I mean, not to. I don't know. Say we're going to do this and not do it, but we have discussed the idea in October doing one a week, just purely because
it's
Halloween.
It's spooky week. It's spooky month.
Spooky season.
Well, this will be once a month, but if you'd like more, tell us, because we may be able to meet your needs.
I think once a month is really good for us because it gives us. I mean, this one we didn't rush this one.
You're your fucking spreadsheet.
I mean, I'd like a month to get more. I think push it out a little bit more. Definitely push it out a little bit more,
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I can't wait for the UFO one. I'm big into it, man. I have got a fucking raging hard on for UFOs.
I think we should
I
do
fucking love it.
UFO and aliens because I think I've got more to say about aliens than I have UFOs.
Yeah, I just.
So yeah, but so give us your fucking ghost, you prick. Send in pictures, stories, fucking anything. Funny or fucking weird, we'll have it. Send it in. We'll be saying this every fucking episode.
Oh yeah.
But thank you, thank you for taking the time to listen or watch this. And we've had a lovely time.
I've had a great time. Before we go,
this is Moore's first.
Yeah. I am no longer a virgin.
Come into the mic.
I am no longer a podcast virgin.
You're not, yeah.
I'm not now. I can now
straight from you.
I can now put on my dating profile, podcaster.
Yeah.
Can I do that? I think I can do that. I did mention before this.
If you've got at least one, I think, you sound.
Yeah, I've got a proof, haven't I? There's more proof to this than there is ghosts.
Yeah.
If anything, this is less fraudulent than Derek Akora. You cunt.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
There was some. I wanted to.
If you're out there, Derek.
Who is Sam? Before we go.
Yeah. If Derek, you want to get in touch,
we are going to do it. The haunting one. I'm saying one of them week episodes. We are going to contact him. I don't know how.
I don't know.
Table tipping. It was all bollocks anyway.
Fuck it, we'll do it somehow.
Before we go, I did want to read a poem, and the reason I wanted to read this poem, it's only a short thing, and it's by a guy called Edgar Allan Poe. No, he was
two secs.
That's much too vulgar display of power.
Well, that's fucking cut me short then, hasn't it?
We're back.
We're back. So
We're back.
before Cenk went off to relieve himself again,
Actually, I've had a few beers.
for the final 5 minutes, as I said at the beginning, I think one thing I wanted to really put across is the fact that me and Cenk don't necessarily believe in the things that we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's that we don't not believe in it either. We're centralist with it when it comes to it. We want to see both sides of the argument, and because it's both really interesting. Because with this one, for example, possessions and mental health, they both work in parallel. Let's talk about both sides. But there's a guy called Edgar Allan Poe. He was a bit like
He's quite famous, really, isn't he? I suppose you could say that.
He's a bit famous.
I love how you introduced him, like.
I mean, he's dead.
He's a geezer I saw at a coffee shop reading a few.
I went to yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But as I say, because we're coming from both sides, we're in the middle. We want to hear, as I say, we're like the UFO side of things. I do believe in that, and I will be coming from a point of view where I do generally believe in that.
Yeah.
This, I don't fucking know, but it's really cool nonetheless.
Yeah.
So this poem, I personally feel, really encapsulates everything that's been said.
Can you
today.
do it, but not in your Bane voice?
I won't do it in my Bane voice, but I want that music though.
Yeah.
It's
of course,
only, it's literally only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's literally 10 words.
It's 10 words.
It's actually a part of his poem.
It's 10 words. We've counted the words for you, so you don't have to do it yourselves.
I'll let it play for a couple of seconds before I read it.
Okay, let's go. This is Mull's poem of the month.
Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting. That's it.
That was it.
I mean, it's just, as I say, it's just one of them things. The darkness is there. What is it?
Open yourself up to it.
We're doubting, we're fearing,
It's
we're
good.
wondering.
It's good.
But yeah, really good tonight. I'm very thankful for you allowing me to do this with
It's
you.
alright. I've loved doing it with you.
It's been fucking brilliant.
It's been lovely.
It's
As
been-
we've said, Mulv has been my friend literally since I was 2.
That's a fucking understatement, you cheeky.
Mulv is my adopted brother.
We've been friends
Without
for
any
20.
paperwork.
I'm 32.
No,
now.
it's
I'm
30
32
years.
in a week, so
It's
30 years. 30 years.
Fuck's sake, man.
30
That's been a
years.
long time
And
to
this
be
is-
friend.
We've been talking about this for a long, long time, haven't we? So we've finally done it. And thank you to the guys, the Goat Session podcast for allowing me to do this with you.
I'll say thank you on their behalf.
Yeah, thank you.
Well
I
done.
appreciate it, and I hope they, as well as everyone watching, enjoys the content.
Me too. Thank you very much for watching,
Bye.
and have a spooky day.